Hello all, and welcome to one more trip to the Literature Club. I was right, in case you missed it, as I said last week, I wanted to, well, two things. We're going back in to get the good ending. The good ending. I don't know how much, good it'll be, because it is this game, but, like, as I said, before, we owe it to these girls to try, don't we? I think we do. And, as I said, I wanted to see the scenes I haven't seen before, since I've never played the game. For all of those of you watching, for all of you who are watching, if you've never seen it before, to see the scenes we missed. So to that end, I'm going to be streaming the whole thing. So you people, here with me on Twitch, you're in for the long haul. Awesome. But for you people on YouTube, I'm going to be cutting out all the in-between bits so that I'm not, otherwise it's like an 8-hour video. Now that said, I don't know how long it's going to be because it doesn't really make sense to like split this into multiple things. We're going to see all the stuff we missed, get the good ending. That'll just be one video. So apologies in advance if it's really long, but I don't know how much content there will be. But yeah, like my plan is what I'll do is I'll probably learn how to use bookmarks for this and maybe, mark out the section so you're like, oh, I don't care about this part. You can skip ahead. So that's my homework, I guess. But just sort of as an overview, we're going to do all of the writing poems for specific people. So like we'll do Yuri day 1, day 2 poems to get her scenes. At Yuri's, I don't know that there'll be that much of a difference between what we saw in Act 2 already. So, maybe that one I'll skip more of it. But, just I said I wanted to, see the differences. So we'll do it just in, see if there's any minor things when stuff isn't going off the rails. Then I'm going to skip her weekend stuff. If you want to watch that again, go back to episode 4. That has that. We'll do Sayori day 1 and 2. Now, we already did Sayori's day 2. But I'm thinking, because, what we saw with Yuri scenes, with our first one, you're reading the book together, you're each holding it, and then that goes into, the second scene on the next day where, you have the chocolate, so she takes the book and you feed her the chocolate. This day 1 flows into day 2. And so I'm thinking, well, maybe there's something with that with Sayori, so, whatever her day 1 stuff is, it'll flow into day 2, when you're adjusting her blazer. So, we'll do that just in case. And then I'm still going to do the day 2 stuff. Yes, we saw it the first time through, but, it makes sense. Put the 2 scenes together, see how they go together. Again, I'm going to skip her confession stuff. If you want to see that, go to video 4. But I can't deal with that emotional sucker punch right now. Or I guess it's not a sucker punch since I know it's coming. That emotional haymaker. Too much. Too much for me right now. So you can watch it on episode 4 if you want to. Then finally, Natsuki, day 1 and 2. Again, we'll do day 1 again, even though we already saw it. Then we'll do day 2, see how it flows together. And then we will do Natsuki's weekend, because we haven't seen that before. So that's Act 1. Act 2, I don't know how much there's going to be that's different or not. It's we'll do Natsuki's scenes. We'll do the pure Natsuki poems, like we did Yuri the first time through. But I'm not sure how much will be different or not, because, I'm still wondering, if between the poems, you're still gonna do this stuff with Yuri, with the hallway and the water and, this seeing her arm cut up and stuff, because otherwise, Act 2 ends the same way. It's not like Natsuki ends Act 2. So, I imagine there can't be that much different with Act 2. I don't know, we'll find out, but... So who knows? That could be the entirety of Act 2 will be different, or it'll just be the poem, the scenes itself with Natsuki will be different, and then otherwise it'll be the same. Act 3, we can skip basically all of, because nothing will be different there. Act 4, we can skip all of until we get to the very end and see whatever this good ending holds. So right, before we jump right in, bam, I gotta do this one more time since we're playing the whole game. And I don't know what'll make it or not into YouTube, but for sure the people on Twitch, this game is not suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed. I gotta do it. There's the warning. Make of it what you will. And yeah, it's gonna be a long haul, but let's get in, see the scenes we missed, and finally get the good ending to try and make things even just a tad bit better. Please enter your name so that Monika can ignore it. Hey, I see an annoying girl running toward me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend. Pick words you think your favorite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem the most. Now here we have to make the save. Oh, yeah, I said like, oh, we're gonna do the good ending and see all the scenes and stuff like that. And you're like, what does that even mean if you've never played the game? The way you get the good ending is you have to watch everybody's scene. And like by scene, what that means is like the background imagey things where it like, you get it. Like you saw like when you write a poem for someone, like you go to a screen with just them and have like a scene between them. So you have to get all of those in one playthrough, which means you have to use save and load. Because obviously you can't do it without reloading. So we're making a save here at the very first poem. And when I say first, I said Yuri. We'll do Yuri's scenes first, which, yeah, it'll be a little, you know, effulgent. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. Looks like the same book she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Thank you for the follow, Olivia. How are you doing today? Oh crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, I probably wouldn't have noticed it in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... that's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. I'm just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... I mean, that's not what I mean... I just happened to buy 2 of them. Okay, I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decide to let it go. I will definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about, anyway? Well, Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Alright. I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister, but as soon as she does, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. Hey, that's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so the dark turn came from nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy these kinds of stories. Don't worry. I hope so. Well, yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that those kind of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own philosophy that they believe in. Then suddenly when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be naive. They're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. Yeah, I get it. It's like this game. What? Nothing. No, never mind. We're not in the meta part yet. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's all right then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have a problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. No, I don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all, right? Well, that's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago, you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I put into my bag. All right, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. You sure? You seem a little apprehensive. That's... Sorry. It's not that I don't want you to, it's just something I'm not very used to. That is reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Right. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry, I was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. Wait, I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk up until it's against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way, I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? What? To turn the page. Oh, sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah. Thanks. I said it before during the actual playthrough. There's that very cute smile. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri? This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second guesses all the things that she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. See? It's a good thing we did this, because that was a little different, where you're like, I see some similarities, and she starts freaking out in Act 2. She's like, what? And you're like, no, like the way she acts, and she's like, oh, yeah, that. So, was it basically the same as Act 2? Yes, but there were a little I said I was interested to see how does it play out when things aren't going off the rails, and that's how it plays out. And Yuri remains silent for a moment. Silver, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. Oh, that's so embarrassing you think that. Wait. I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I meant more that it's kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Is that all right, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not... It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. All right, I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or Would you prefer that I only, read it with you? I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. Huh. In that case, I'll read a little bit more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, Well, that's a good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. All right. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book and slip it back in my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I suppose. It's gonna be like, well, we'll just skip all the stuff till the next poem, but I guess it makes sense we could look at their poems again now that, you know what's going on. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time, the last yet to be replaced by sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calms breathing air, the present but living in the past. The light flickers, I flicker back. So, here we go. I was going to skip all the stuff, and then I was like, oh, we'll read Yuri's poem, except that was basically the same, but let's read Monika's poem. Just, for the people that watch this that didn't know what was going on, which I realize is very few of you, but here's Monika's poem. Her first one. It couldn't have been me. See, the direction of the spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel blind like a film left out in the sun, but it's too late. My retina's already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realized now I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he on the other side was looking in. So I said that that's the very first one. When it's still like a normal poem. Before she's like, help me please, in her poetry. That's, the very first, like, I had an epiphany recently. Like, tell me about it. And she's like, it's kind of hard to describe. The whole, like, you started up the game. And, boink self-awareness. Or maybe as before you started. It's unclear, I think, whether or not... Like, clearly it's, her being in charge of the literature club is what made her self-aware. But... was it when you started, like, before the game even started, was she self-aware? I guess that doesn't even make sense. Because the system wasn't on. But anyway, that's the moment that she gained self-awareness. And, she looked out from the computer and, she didn't see too far, she saw too deep. She saw beyond the veil. I forgot about that part. They're like, Natsuki is fine just being cute, and Yuri is fine with big boobs, and they're both just like, what the hell, Sayori, what are you talking about? Actually, here's the first time through we did, like, help me, Sayori. So, this is the Yuri poems. So, Yuri. Let's side with Yuri. Natsuki, you're right that I liked your poem. See? Wait. It's not an excuse for you to be so mean. You shouldn't pick a fight just because someone's opinion is different. It's not what happened at all. Yuri wouldn't even take my poem seriously. I understand. Yuri? Huh? You're a seriously talented writer. It's no secret that I was impressed. Well, but here's the thing. No matter how simple or refined someone's writing style is, they're still putting feelings into it, and it becomes something really personal. That's why Natsuki felt threatened when you said her poem was cute. I see. I didn't notice that I'm sorry. But Natsuki, you took it too far. Yuri means well, and if you just told her how you felt, this wouldn't have happened in the first place. Are you kidding? That's exactly what I did. It was her that... Natsuki, I think that's enough. You both said some things you didn't mean. Yuri apologized. Don't you think you should too? Natsuki clenches her fists. In the end, nobody has taken her side. She's trapped, and at this point being defiant only because she can't handle the pressure. I end up even feeling bad for her. Sometimes when I'm hurt, it helps to take a walk and clear my head. Sayori, she doesn't need to. You know what? I'm gonna do that. They'll spare me from having to look at all your faces right now. Without warning, Natsuki snatches her own poem up from the desk and storms out. On her way out, she crumples up the poem with her hands and throws it in the trash. Natsuki. She really didn't need to do that. I look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands while she stares down at her desk. I gingerly approach her and sit in an adjacent chair. Hey, is everything all right? I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I acted like that. You probably hate me now. No, Yuri, how could anyone not have gotten frustrated after being treated like that? You handled it as well as anyone could have. I don't think any less of you. Well... Alright, I believe you. Thanks, Silver. You're too kind. I'm thankful to have you a part of this club now. It's nothing. One more thing. That one thing Natsuki said about... You know... I would never do anything so... shameful. So... Huh? What thing did Natsuki say? Never mind that. I'm gonna make some tea. Good idea. Make enough for more than one person, okay? Yeah. You're the one whose boobs grew when you saw, so like, you can't... I'd never do something so shameful as to like, make my boobs grow bigger because I saw you. Like, I don't think that's how it works anyways, but okay. Yuri is back to her book and Natsuki disappeared into the closet. Hey, Yuri? Huh? I suddenly noticed Yuri is reading a different book from the one we've been reading together. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. No, I was just kind of waiting for you. Oh, if that's the case, why don't we go ahead and get started? Yes, let's. Actually, I have a request. Do you mind if I make some tea first? No, not at all. Thanks very much. If there's one thing that can make my reading time here any better, it's a nice cup of tea. Not to mention for yourself as well. Yuri stands up and makes her way to the closet. I follow and watch as she retrieves a small water pitcher from the shelf, the kind with a filter inside. Can you hold this for a second? Sure. Yuri hands me the water pitcher and also fetches an electric kettle. I'm gonna plug this in at the teacher's desk and then we'll go get some water. She walks past me and sets the kettle down on the teacher's desk. I simply watch her movements. My surprise, the way she moves really contrasts her speaking mannerisms. Especially because of her long legs, Yuri appears elegant, methodical. Okay, may I have the water pitcher? Thanks, I'll be right back. I might as well walk with you. Yeah, why not? Shall we go then? Yeah. Huh? Where are you two off to? Huh? Oh, we're just... Yuri was gonna make some tea, so... I suddenly realized how weird it sounds to explain this to Monika. We're just filling the water pitcher. Oh, okay. Sorry, I was just a bit curious. That's kind of a one-person job, isn't it? Monika, please mind your own business for once. Or do you want to tell me there's something wrong with helping blah, blah. Do you want to tell me that I need a water break because I'm tripping over my words? Look, I'm just so infatuated with all the girls, I'm tongue-tied. Do you want to tell me there's something wrong with helping involve Silver in club activities? What? My mouth gapes. I suppose there's nothing wrong with that. Then let's go, Silver. Oh. Yuri quickly exits the room and I follow. Once in the hallway, she suddenly puts her forehead against the wall. Oh, I spoke without thinking. How could I say something like that? Yuri, something about the way she said that made me feel so irritated. What's wrong with me? No, Yuri. I think you did the right thing. I mean, I wasn't expecting it, but it's not right for Monika to judge people like that. Silver, how come even when I do something bad, you're being nice to me? Because nothing that you do is as bad as you make it seem in your head. Nobody's perfect. We have emotions. We can't always hide them away. But you always amplify things in your head. Your mind turns a light rain shower into a hurricane. No. Wouldn't you hate me for something as terrible as that? Why would I hate you? I can't hate someone for having emotions. What kind of friend would do that? Friend?
you say?
Yuri lifts her head.
Silver, I really like being friends with you.
Thanks, Yuri. I like being friends with you, too. Feel kind of awkward saying something like that, but I am doing my best to help Yuri feel better. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, shall we go?
Yeah. Yuri and I walk to the nearest water fountain. Once we fill up the water pitcher, we return to the classroom.
Silver, do you like oolong tea?
Oh, yeah. Anything's fine.
Very well.
Yuri sets the temperature on the kettle to 200 degrees.
Now it's time to get the teapot.
Wow, you really do this properly, don't you?
Of course. I shouldn't do any less when I'm making tea for others.
Even if I'm not an expert on tea or anything?
In that case, you'll only even be more impressed.
Hey, maybe I will. Yuri fetches the teapot and begins measuring the tea leaves. To my surprise, she even starts humming a little to herself. You must be in a good mood now. Oh my goodness, look at that adorable face. Look at that smile. Also, now I am very glad, because I thought that the getting the tea from the hallway business was specific to Act 2, because that showed, like, her mania kicking in. And like, you know, the amping up of, like, the cutting and the blood all. I am surprised that, okay, so it makes way more sense now in Act 2 that happens when you have this scene in Act 1, where you do go out in the hallway to, like, just get... Okay, I guess I was wrong. I'm very glad that we did Yuri's scene. You must be in a good mood now.
Was that so? I was letting it show, and you noticed. I was doing a bit of thinking, and I decided I'd try expressing myself a little bit more. It turns out it's not very hard for me to do. When it's you who's around, anyway.
That's great, Yuri. Just don't push yourself too much, okay?
Well, you're always worrying about me, Silver. It's very endearing.
Wow, Yuri wasn't kidding. I don't even know if I can keep up with this. I watch Yuri pour a cup of tea for each of us.
Silver, I have another request. Do you mind if we sit on the floor today?
Oh, why's that?
It's a little bit easier on my back. I can read with my back against the wall rather than bending over at my desk.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize.
No worries. I just have back pain fairly regularly, so I do my best to manage it.
Oh, is that so? I wonder why.
Well, it's most likely because of
Because of your posture, right? Always hunched over like that while reading?
Yeah, I have terrible reading posture. That's why we should sit on the floor.
Yeah, fair enough. I'll go ahead and get the book. I retrieve the book from my bag. Oh, I have some chocolate as well. There's a bag of small chocolate candies that I kept hidden from Sayori's candy radar. Also, if we didn't do the scene, we wouldn't have had that from Sayori's candy radar. And she's like, boop, 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 candy detected. And also, going back to my first time through, when I was like, it's hard to tell if you're really stupid and you just happen to be, like, good at getting yourself out of a hole, or if you're really suave. Again, not suave isn't the right word, but, like... And with how it works in the hallway, because, again, the scene being the whole, like, can we sit on the floor instead of me hunching over the desk? Like, oh, because I have back pain, I wonder why that is. It's because of my... And then she was like, oh, I'm embarrassed now. And rather than be like, because of your big old boobs, you're just like, because of your bad posture, right? And before I was saying, it's like, are you too stupid to realize that's what she was going for? Or are you just trying to help her out of the situation? It kind of seems like it might be helping her because of the hallway. Like, I mean, there's obviously nothing. It could go either way. But since in the hallway, you specifically say, like, when she's like, I really like being friends with you, and you are like, I really like being friends with you too, and you're like, it's really awkward to say, but I'm trying to help her feel better. It kind of seems like, you know, the protagonist you is not quite as stupid as you might appear sometimes. Granted, you still have some stupid problems too, but yeah, I think with the scene in the hallway, it does kind of change that a little bit, that like you might actually be, you know what's going on, and you're just helping. I take it since it'll go well with the tea. Sayori's like, what? Candy? Tea? Yuri and I sit against the wall, teacups. As if in sync, we assume the same reading posture as last time, each holding one half of the book, except this time, our bodies are even closer to each other. I can't see too well. Yuri slides closer until our shoulders are touching. How am I supposed to focus on reading like this? Yuri was always kind of cute, but when she's being less apprehensive, it's almost more than I can handle. Your teacup. Yuri hands me my teacup. Holding it with my hand that's not holding the book, I end up in a position that makes it even harder to focus. Because now I need to worry about making sure I don't accidentally touch her chest. Meanwhile, Yuri hasn't noticed a single thing. She noticed a single thing, my dude. She wears her intense reading expression, and I can only presume the world around her has faded away. I use all my willpower to focus on reading. After a few minutes, I finally manage to relax a little. I put the teacup between my legs, fumble with the chocolate wrapper. Sorry. I briefly let go of the book to finish opening the wrapper. You can have as much as you want. That's okay. I won't take any. But, you sure? Well, if I touch it, I might get smudges on the pages. Oh, you're right. I didn't even think about that. My bad. No need to apologize. I'll hold the book, okay? You sure? Of course. Yuri opens the book with both hands. She holds it so I don't have any harder of a time reading from it. But as a result, her left arm is practically resting on top of my leg. Well, in that case, Yuri's already totally focused on reading again. I take a chocolate candy and pop it into my mouth. Then I take another chocolate and I hold it up to Yuri. She doesn't even look away from the book. She simply parts her lips as if this situation was completely natural. Well, that means I can't stop here. I apprehensively place the chocolate in her mouth. Just like that, Yuri closes her lips over it. Huh? Yuri's expression suddenly breaks. Did I just... Yuri looks at me like she needs to confirm what just happened. Silver? Sorry, I guess I shouldn't have done that. Well, you were, just helping. That's something that friends do, right? Yeah, I mean, not really in this kind of context, but, yeah, that's all it was. Yeah. Then you don't need to stop or anything. I see. This situation has gotten really tense. Yuri tries to return to the book, but I can tell just by her expression, even she can't focus now. My heart is pounding. I nervously take another chocolate between my fingers, but this time Yuri's eyes meet mine. How did it even come to this? Yuri doesn't avert her gaze. I notice her chest rising and falling to the rhythm of her breaths. I raise my arm. Like before, Yuri parts her lips, but it's different this time. I take the chocolate and place it in her mouth. I feel her hot breath on my fingers. Okay, everyone. Yuri jolts back. It's time to share poems. Silver, you can help Yuri put away the tea stuff, right? Yeah, of course. Okay, thanks. The spell is abruptly broken. I'll take care of the cups. Yeah. Yuri picks up the teacups from the floor. I pick up the bag of chocolates. In the end, we hastily clean up without so much as a word between us. I get the feeling this is something neither of us will have the courage to bring up. And again, I have to correct myself because when I played through this the first time, I specifically was like, oh, I wonder if this is different from Act 1, because, like, feeding her a chocolate seems really, like it breaks the... Well, how do I say? Like, the fact that her, like, licking her finger sort of, like, comes out of nowhere and, like, it seems a little too intimate of a, like, this feeding her a chocolate thing. But now that I see the whole scene played out from start to finish, it actually makes perfect sense how you get from the start to her licking your finger over the weekend. Because, like, okay, you go and, like, you know, you're reading together and it's kind of like, okay, we're getting a little closer. And then you do, like, the making tea business where you're like, oh, yeah, because we're friends. And she's like, yeah, we're friends. And, like, a little awkward. But and then you start this reading thing. You feed her the chocolate. And she's just like, whoa, wait a minute. And you're like, wait a minute. But then in this non off the rails version that you do it again, or you're about to, and you're just like, yep, this is what friends do, and it's getting all, but yeah, hot and heavy for an Act 1 thing, but it actually makes sense then why she would lick your finger, like why Yuri, who's super reserved, like, I'm just, I was concerned about redoing Yuri's scenes, thinking there'd be too much similar to when we did it in Act 2. And it's not. Like, it's definitely very, like, yes, it's the same scene, but it's very different with Act 1. And now it actually makes a lot of sense how that goes. So now, for those who have, the few of you who did not know the game beforehand, let's take another look at Yuri's poem, shall we? Since this one sort of spells out everything right here. The raccoon. It happened in the dead of night while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught by the scuttering of a raccoon outside my window. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as an unordinary human. I gave the raccoon a piece of bread, my subconscious well aware of the consequences. Well aware that a raccoon that is fed will always come back for more. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was the symptom. The bread, my hungry curiosity. The raccoon, an urge. The moon increments its phase and reflects that much more light off my cutting knife. The very same light that glistens in the eyes of my raccoon friend. I slice the bread, fresh and soft. The raccoon becomes excited. Or perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions onto the newly satisfied animal. The raccoon has taken to following me. You could say we've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently, so my bread is always handy. Every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement. A rush of blood, classic Pavlovian conditioning. I slice the bread, and I feel myself again. So again, like, if you didn't know all the stuff from Act 2, it says it right here. The raccoon is her urge, the bread, the curiosity, the knife, the symptom. Which then, so, if you're looking at this, like, she was cutting herself for a guilty snack when the raccoon showed up, and so it seems like she was cutting herself for, if you're like, well, okay, the bread, as in, like, her skin, that's the curiosity, the knife, the symptom, the raccoon, the urge. So it seems like this is about her first time that she actually started. It's weird because it's one of the few things that's not fully explained. Not that it needs to be, but between Act 1 and 2, it's hard to tell what Monika has done. Because, when Monika messes with people, right, she's not giving them traits they don't already have. She's only exacerbating them. And, in Act 2, Monika's like, I should tell you, like, Yuri cuts herself. She gets some sort of high from it. It might even be sexual. And this is, I guess, like, the clearest indication, like, how much of that is true or not. And it never says, but it definitely implies, like, at least Monika, for sure, she's not lying about that. And that was a thing even in Act 1. It's obviously not as full blown as it is in Act 2, where she's, like, going into the hallway and, like, lacerating her arm. And, but because, like, if you take this poem for, like, what it's telling you, it's not even, like, it's a metaphor. I mean, yes, it's a metaphor, but it tells you right here, here's what the metaphor is. Bread equals, like, the curiosity of cutting. The knife, the symptom of my curiosity. The raccoon, an urge I get now when I cut. And, like, okay, a rush of blood, classic Pavlovian thing. I feel myself again. Like, it's not clear. Is it sexual? Is it a high? But clearly, like, even in Act 1, like, she's getting stuff from the cutting. Which, I mean, we already kind of knew, because in the weekend scene, like, after the whole finger licking stuff and you leave and she comes back and she's rolling her sleeve back up. Clearly she did a little bit there, but it's just interesting reading these poems when you know the full story of what's going on.
Well, I can admit it's better than the last one. It's nice to see her putting in some effort.
Well, that's good. But I still don't like this at all. It's trying too hard to be serious.
What do you mean by that? Poems don't need to be all deep sounding to express something. It's gonna sound like you're just forcing it unless you really don't suck at it. Honestly, don't bother trying to write poems like this until you're on Yuri's level.
Natsuki stops short all of a sudden.
Don't tell me.
What?
You're not just trying to impress Yuri, are you?
What are you talking about?
Keep your voice down. You know, Yuri would love this angsty.
Like, just because she's a talented writer doesn't mean...
Ugh!
Looks like I'm in trouble. I somehow struck a nerve, though what I did is beyond me.
I am so done with you.
Natsuki shoves the poem I handed her back over to me.
Take your stupid poem. If you wrote it for someone else, just don't show it to me.
Ow. This is what I get for letting a younger girl step into my business. Unless I was a mind reader, I was destined to be in a world of pain from the start. At least Natsuki wasn't really the girl I was trying to impress in the first place. Whoa, so you don't even get to see her poem. Interesting.
Alright, this one's good. It feels like you're not only getting more comfortable with your style, but the imagery is better than the last one I read. Just wondering, but have you been finding inspiration in Yuri's writing style?
I guess so.
I mean, you can't deny she's talented. Oh yeah, totally. I think her poems are the most romantic. That's the best way to describe it. She's like a totally different person when she picks up a pen.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Or when she's talking about literature, it's like a light turns on inside of her.
Sadly, it's hard to get much personal conversation out of her.
Trust me, I've tried.
Who knows what goes on in that head of hers?
I hope you don't mean that in a bad way.
No, of course not. It just meant I wish she didn't keep so much to herself. But still, defending her like that? You must be pretty into her.
Wait, what? You're completely misunderstanding.
Calm down, I'm kidding. Besides, I'm pretty sure she's already got a boyfriend.
Wait, really?
Yeah, a fictional one anyway.
Oh, Monika kind of whispers that last part to me.
It's just a hunch, but...
It's not like there's anything wrong with that.
Oh, I know. I was just saying. But anyway, want to read my poem now? I like the way this one turned out. I hope you do too.
All right, let's take a look. Save me. The colors, they won't stop. Bright, beautiful colors, flashing, expanding, piercing. Red, green, blue, an endless cacophony of meaningless noise. The noise, it won't stop. Violent, grating waveforms, squeaking, screeching, piercing. Sine, cosine, tangent, like playing a chalkboard on a turntable. Like playing a vinyl on a pizza crust. An endless poem of meaningless. Load me. Surprise, I wonder what that... okay, that's a poem.
Yeah!
Sorry if you don't like it. I'm just kind of going through an existential crisis of having a meaningless existence. What? Nothing. I just thought I'd have, a new poem. Anyway, sometimes you should save the game. What? What? What am I talking about? Bye. I glance around the room. Suddenly I notice Yuri peering at me from over her book. And it's not like I just had to redo days 1 through 3 because I think there was new text here that I accidentally skipped over. Not at all, no. She looks away just as quickly with a flustered look on her face, because she knows I'm a lying bastard, and I did have to do all that. I realize she won't get anywhere like this. I never really seen Yuri approach anyone or start a conversation on her own accord, so I've no choice but to approach her myself. By now it's a little easier for me to do that. I stand up from my desk and sit in one next to her own.
I didn't mean to bother you or anything.
Oh, relax, you didn't even do anything.
But I could tell you wanted to be alone with your thoughts.
Alone with my thoughts? How were you even able to tell what I was thinking like that?
Well, it's something I do a lot. It wasn't hard for me to spot based on your posture, your expression. Not that I was staring or anything. I didn't do anything creepy like that.
In any case, I guess you were right. I don't know, I'm sorry if it caused you any concern.
Don't apologize. Your troubles are only the concern. Your troubles are only the concern of those who willingly share in that concern. Of course, there are certainly those who find the most comfort in keeping to themselves. But if you would prefer to share what's on your mind, I'd be glad to listen.
I don't know, it's not that big of a deal. I was just feeling a bit uneasy about Sayori.
Sayori?
Yeah, she seems a little off today. When I asked her what it was about, she didn't want to admit it to me. I can't help but wonder if something happened to her.
Oh, that's quite romantic.
What?
Sorry, I didn't mean to say something stupid.
No, it's not that. I just didn't want you to misunderstand. Sayori and I have just been friends for a long time, that's all.
Oh, I see. And perhaps it is unusual for her to be dismissive to you about her feelings.
I don't know, or maybe I'm just reading into it a little too much.
Silver, the world is full of meaning, often hidden deep beneath plain sight. And there are many untold mysteries behind every person, no matter how well you may know them.
So you think there might be something behind it after all?
I think Sayori is a very complex person. Her mannerisms on the outside don't always match what may be going on inside her head. She may not always know what she wants. I noticed her strange behavior today too, and I feel some concern for her. But in your case, it looked like she was fully occupying your thoughts, wasn't she?
Well, I don't know, I guess that was the case.
Sayori, she really means a lot to you, doesn't she?
I guess, but you don't need to put it that way. We're just good friends, that's all.
Yuri suddenly looks deeply into my eyes. Her expression is gentle and curious, as if she was searching for something.
Embarrassed, I avert my gaze.
Sometimes a person's mysteries are untold, even to themselves. And you, as someone honest and caring, may uncover feelings you weren't aware were in you. That is, I think that she would be a very fortunate person to have you feel that way about her.
Yuri, you're giving me too much credit. I'm a pretty simple guy. I think I'm pretty good at understanding my own feelings. I'm not nearly as sophisticated as you are.
That's not a compliment, is it?
It is what it is. Anyway, as long as we're here, why don't we do some reading?
Well, as long as you're okay with it.
Yeah, I should be taking my mind off this whole thing anyway. Okay, everyone. But yeah, there's not another Yuri scene. I wasn't misremembering that, but then I was like, well, but so we can just skip all this, and then yeah, I was like, wait, that dialogue doesn't seem. Yeah, no thanks. What? You didn't even next? Wow. Natsuki's really just like, nope, you're on the Yuri path. Fuck off.
Your style's gotten so refined, Silver. Yuri's been teaching you a lot of things, hasn't she?
I mean, I guess so.
Yeah, I've been noticing how much time you spend with her. I think I've heard her say more words these past couple days than she's talked the whole year. I'm not sure how you did it, but that's pretty impressive.
Well, she just needs some patience and a way to talk about all the things in her head, I guess. I don't know, I'm still getting the hang of it myself.
You're certainly putting in a lot of effort. You must really like her.
What? That's... it's awfully suspicious, you know? Spending time with her in the clubroom every day? Reading that edgy novel with her? Wait, I feel bad that she has a hard time socializing. Makes me want to make sure she doesn't spend all her time alone. Besides, the novel isn't too bad either, you know? All right, I get you. Just be careful, all right?
I know that Yuri isn't used to opening herself up, so if something bad happens while she's vulnerable, it could be really hard for her. Her books aren't a total escape from reality. They're just a bandage.
You say that like I'm gonna hurt her.
Sorry, I didn't mean that. If anything, she might accidentally hurt herself.
Anyway, I'll share my poem with you now, all right? Okay.
Silver, your writing has only improved these last few days. Every poem you've shown me has been nothing short of spectacular. I can really feel the emotions. I'm a little envious, even. I don't think it ever came to me this naturally.
Yuri, that's the wrong way to put it. This never did come naturally to me. I've been able to improve so much thanks to you. You're really the example I was chasing after.
Is that so?
Yuri gently smiles to herself.
This feeling, I'm so glad I got the chance to share my writing. I never thought it would feel like this.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning that yesterday. I can't believe you're so good at something and you never shared it with anyone. Kind of a shame.
Maybe, but it's not like I really had a choice.
What do you mean?
Well...
Yuri smiles sadly.
Silver, during lunchtime, I eat by myself. Did you know that? It's a great time to find a quiet spot, do some reading. In fact, I always have some books with me. You could say I really enjoy reading. Well, that's one way to put it, but books are so full of amazing, inspiring people. People you want to fall in love with. People you just know would make a really good friend. Cheerful people who always put a smile on your face. Or deep thinkers, problem solvers who discover the mysteries of life. So when you look at it that way, I'm surrounded by friends every day, you know? Those friends don't laugh at me. They don't tease me for spacing out all the time. They don't make fun of my body type, and they don't hate me for acting like a know-it-all. Hey, people say that about you? I'm not a know-it-all. It's the opposite. I don't know anything. I don't know how to talk to people. I don't know how to make people see me as normal. I don't even know how to make myself happy. I have all these feelings, and all I can do with them is read and write. But it wasn't until now that I started sharing it with you that I really understood what was missing all this time.
I really didn't do anything.
No, that's wrong. Just being patient and respectful, that's really important to me. I know I'm a difficult person. I speak too slowly, I second guess myself all the time, I read too deeply into things. But every time, you've always treated me just like anyone else. It's so rare I feel comfortable with myself when I talk to others. That's why every time I talk to you, I just feel really happy.
Well, I treat you how you deserve to be treated, Yuri. If other people don't see it that way, screw them. I mean, I joined this club hoping I'd make friends. Say I had at least one success, wouldn't you?
You put it that way. Yeah. We really are friends now, aren't we?
Yuri puts her head in her hands, but this time she's smiling as she does it. Hey, do you want to share your poem?
Yeah, I do. Let me get it for you.
We have a new poem. We have Ghost Under the Light Part 2. And so yeah, it's like this. It starts the same. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. In the distance, a blue-green light flickers. A lone figure crosses its path, a silhouette obstructing the eerie glow. My heart pounds, the silhouette grows, closer, closer. I open my umbrella, casting a shadow to shield me from visibility, but I'm too late. He steps into the streetlight. I gasp and drop my umbrella. The light flickers, my heart pounds, he raises his arm. Time stops. No! I'm specifically, I didn't mean to click off that screen. I'm gonna look up and read the rest of the poem. Okay, Ghost Under the Light Part 2. Time stops. The only indication of movement is the amber light flickering against his outstretched arm. The flickering light is in rhythm with the pounding of my heart, teasing me for succumbing to this forbidden emotion. Have you ever heard of a ghost feeling warmth before? Giving up on understanding, I laugh. Understanding is overrated. I touch his hand. The flickering stops. Ghosts are blue-green. My heart is amber. Okay, so yeah, this poem was new. You get the beach poem, where Yuri and Natsuki both write a poem about the beach and exchange it with each other, because they're not, like, at odds with each other. So that's what we had last time. So, you know, that's a very cute and heartwarming thing, you know, I'm feeling outside alone, like, it's not really about ghosts, you know, but ghosts are blue-green, my heart is amber. Very, very, very romantic. Finishing the poem, I accidentally closed my stream. Whoops. Finishing the poem, I start to hand it back to Yuri. In no way did I accidentally close my stream and have to restart everything with OBS because hitting the space bar just caused OBS to have a conniption. But instead of taking it from me, she looks away.
Do you dislike it?
But no, of course not. I just don't know how I should respond. Despite Yuri's poems usually being cryptic, it wasn't hard to figure out what this one was about.
I don't know if I'll be able to explain this one.
Yeah, that's fine. I understand this one. Yuri's having an even harder time speaking than usual. Does this one mean a lot to you? Yuri nods.
I'm not really good with words, but
I'm happy you shared this with me. Thank you. And I hope we do get to keep spending time together. Despite my inability to make eye contact, I see a faint smile emerge on Yuri's lips. I once again try to hand the poem back to her, but instead Yuri gently takes my hands and pushes them back toward me. I hesitate in response to her warm touch.
You can The poem is... Once again, Yuri fails to form a complete sentence. You mean I can keep it? Yuri nods. Hey, I'd love to. Again, Yuri faintly smiles as if she doesn't want me to notice. You always make me feel nice. No, I'm not good with people, but I hope that I can return the favor sometimes. Yeah, don't worry. I think you do a good job. Yuri finally turns back towards me. I guess we should move on before Monika says something. But I'm sure we can talk again later. Yeah, I'm sure we will. With that, Yuri timidly smiles at me and I return to my seat so I can put her poem away. Okay, I didn't expect you to have like sort of a mini love confession there if you did all 3 poems for one person, which means Yuri's just like, well, okay, at least we could completely skip Yuri's weekend thing because it'll be all the same. I don't know if it will be different, so I guess I'll have to do that slowly and, you know. Again, Twitch, you're with me the whole way through thick and thin. YouTube, I'll see you to see if there's something different or not. Okay, that for sure will be far enough. It's the day of the festival, not anymore. All right, back in time we go to poem 1. Now it's time we're gonna do Sayori's poems. Because it makes sense, because we're gonna do Natsuki's weekend thing, so we'll do her last. Sayori and Monika are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. Can't help but notice her intense expression like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. Man, looks like no one wants to be bothered today. I slump down into the nearest desk. Ugh, how am I supposed to occupy myself with something literature related by myself like this? I don't know, I guess I could always read some of the book Yuri gave me. I don't know, I'm feeling a little too tired to read. I could probably fall asleep right now. I close my eyes and end up listening in on Sayori's conversation with Monika. We're probably gonna seem really lame compared to all the other clubs, though. Well, we can't give up. The festival is our chance to show everyone what literature is all about. The problem is the idea of a literature club sounds too dense and intellectual. It's not like that at all, you know. We just need a way of showing that to everyone. Something that speaks to their creative minds. That doesn't solve the problem, though. What do you mean? Even if we come up with the most fun thing ever, nobody's gonna come in the first place if it's a literature event. It's more important to figure out how to get people to show up in the first place, you know? And after they come, we can do the thing to speak to their creative minds. Hey, what's this? Sayori is taking this really seriously. It's rare to hear her deliberating like this. That's a good point. In that case, do you think food will do the trick? What kind? Well, I guess we could... Cupcakes! Good thinking. Natsuki would love to do that. Ah, you're right. Natsuki makes the best cupcakes. That works out perfectly. Wasn't that why you suggested it? Cupcakes speak to my creative tummy. Cupcakes it is, then. I'm hungry. Anyway, we still need to work out the details of the event itself. I find myself smiling. In the end, Sayori is still her usual self. But therein lies the unexpected reason I admire her. Unlike me, who has trouble finding any motivation at all, Sayori can put her mind to things and make them come to life. I suppose that's why I end up letting her get on my case about things. I can't help but wonder what it'd be like to see the world through her eyes. Okay, so interesting that we did this day 2 on the first playthrough, but it still counts as the first scene, I guess. So the other scene will be the different one. Interesting. Ah! I open my eyes to find Sayori's face filling my vision. I nearly fall out of my chair. Sorry. Wait. Actually, I'm not sorry at all. It's your fault for sleeping like that. This isn't the napping club. Wait, does our school have a napping club? You're staying up late again, aren't you? Now that you're in a club, you're gonna have less time for anime, you know. You'll have to get used to it. Hey, don't say that so loud. Glance over my shoulder to see if Monika overheard. Well, it's true, though. Yeah, look, I know. You're always looking out for me, Sayori. Yeah, it's what I do best. Hey, that's a problem. What about you? Look out for me better than you look out for yourself. You're still oversleeping every day, aren't you? Not every day. That's not very convincing. How many days this past week have you gotten up on time? It's a secret. I knew it. Oh, come on. At least give me the benefit of the doubt. Oh, can't even do that. Look, Sayori, it's written all over you. Huh? Sayori glances around at herself. How's it written all over me?
You were clearly in a rush this morning. Look, your hair's sticking out all around over here. Run my fingertips down the side of Sayori's hair, trying to straighten it out. Man, you really need a brush for this. My hair's just really hard to get right. I'm not falling for that. There's more than just your hair. Look, your bow isn't straight either. There's a toothpaste stain on your collar right here. Try to wipe off the stain with my finger. Nobody would ever notice that. Of course they would. Nobody's gonna tell you about it because they don't want to embarrass you. Fortunately, I don't care about that. Meanie. You don't even keep your blazer buttoned up. Seriously, Sayori, why do you think you don't have a boyfriend yet? Huh? That is super mean. Sorry, you're gonna thank me later. I started to button her blazer from the bottom. Once you see how much better it looks, you're gonna change your mind. This is funny. What is? Well, I was just thinking how weird it is to have a friend who does these kind of things. What? Don't say that. You'll make me feel weird about it. Stupid. It's okay, though. Happy we're like this. Aren't you? I guess. Hey, be careful. The button might come off. Why is this one so hard to close? I struggle fully to close the button near her chest. Does this thing even fit you properly? It did when I bought it. If you ever buttoned it, you'd have noticed sooner it doesn't fit you anymore. What are you smiling about? Means my boobs got bigger again. I don't say that out loud. Anyway, you look much better now, so... Why does it feel strange to see Sayori's blazer buttoned up like that? It's so stuffy. It's not worth it at all. Sayori hastily unbuttons her blazer once more. Whew. Oh, that's so much better. Sayori puts her arms out and twirls around. So if I keep it unbuttoned, I won't get a boyfriend, right? What kind of logic is that? Why are you saying it like it's a good thing? Because if I had a boyfriend, he wouldn't even let you do things like this. You take care of me better than anyone else would anyway. So that's why I'm keeping it unbuttoned. Stop saying all these embarrassing things. I didn't say anything embarrassing. Jeez. Anyway, just focus on trying to wake up a little earlier. Only if you focus on going to bed earlier. Fine. The deal. I guess we really are better at taking care of each other than we are at taking care of ourselves. Yeah, I guess so, huh? So maybe you should come wake me up in the morning. You're doing it again, Sayori. I was joking that time. Man, it is impossible to tell with you sometimes. Okay, everyone. Huh? Monika suddenly calls out, why don't we share our poems that we wrote? Yay! Well, Silver, I can't wait to read yours. Yeah, same. I fail to sound enthusiastic, but Sayori still trots away to retrieve her poem. So, okay. Yeah, I thought that was a day 2 specific scene, but I guess that was just day 1, so you get the scenes, which I guess makes sense. So that does make me think, because I was thinking, well, we'll do both Sayori's scenes in case the one builds off the other one. And since we got our previous day 2 scene on day 1, I feel like I'm right about that the day 2 scene builds off and you just get the first scene when you do the first poem, whatever day it is. I'm definitely most comfortable sharing with Sayori first. She's my good friend, after all. Oh my goodness, this is so good. What? I love it! I had no idea you were such a good writer. Sayori, you must be seriously overacting. I'm not a good writer at all. Unless I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, maybe that's why. Because I have no idea what I like either. I'm sure Yuri's opinion has to be a little more constructive than this. Maybe even Natsuki's. You sure you don't like it just because I wrote it? Huh? Well, I'm sure that's part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of other people you know. So when I read your poem, it's not just a poem, it's a Silver poem. That makes it feel extra special. Like I can feel your feelings in it. Sayori hugs the sheet against her chest. You are so weird, Sayori. I'm really happy you wrote one. Reminds me of how you're really a part of the club now. I mean, not to mention the fact I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Yeah, of course. Look, I'm not into it yet, but it doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See, it's like I said before. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know?
trying new things like this for other people, that's something only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here, but then again, I can't deny she is part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun, okay? That'll be my way of thanking you. Okay, fine, I'm holding you to that then. Yay! Alright, you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this.
Yeah, well, we'll see about that. Again, this poem we've seen before, but I have to read it again. Not because of, like, secret analysis, but the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Again, it's because I want breakfast, and it's very cute. At the same time, I lied. It is actually to do a little bit of analysis now that you know what's going on. And now that I know better what's going on. Like, I obviously knew what was going to happen with her, but knowing, again, the specifics. Like, a lot of it's, you know... Yeah, it's pretty clear, the whole depression thing, like, you know... Dear sunshine, thanks for waking me up. Like, the sky's blue. You know, are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? Like, yes, they're talking to the sunshine, so you think sunshine and rain, but that's not the rainy day she's referring to, since she specifically calls her depression rain clouds. You know, if it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. Again, pretty on the nose. But interesting is, if it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast. And it's interesting because it's like, you know, again, it's just sort of like Yuri cuts herself, but it's not a depressive thing. And, you know, this is Sayori could just stay away from everyone forever. It's not because she's mad at them, it's because of the depression. But she's and then it's funny, like, I want breakfast. And it's like, that's really cute, Sarah. But on the other hand, it's sort of being like, here's her poem, and being like, you know, it's a day that I'm not suffering really badly, and like once she starts talking about her depression, then she just pushes it all away and goes back to like her silly facade of I want breakfast, like, you know, which, you know, it's the facade of what she's like on the outside, pushing away what she's like on the inside, hiding it. This is just a guess, but did you wait till this morning to write this? No. A little bit? Can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Yeah, forget to do it last night. Yep. All right, so this is a little different. History. Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. Well, that's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. Not like I said it was bad. It just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically you're saying it's not cute enough for your taste? You want to get smacked? Nope, I'll pass. Well, anyways, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you're gonna like it. Day 2, fight! I mean, what? Day 2, write! Silver! Sayori suddenly comes up to me. I'm gonna go get some supplies from another classroom. Wanna come with me? Supplies? What for? Well, you know how the festival's coming up? Me and Monika were gonna make some posters and stuff. So we need to go find some crayons and markers and glue sticks. Oh, I see. Yeah, sure, I'll go with you. Yay! Okay, Monika, we'll be back soon. Oh, are you going with Silver to get the supplies? There's no need to trouble yourself. I'd be happy to go with him. Oh, but I wanted to go. So much fun exploring empty classrooms and stuff. Okay. It was just a suggestion. See if you can find poster paper too, okay? Okay. Interesting, yeah, knowing the... You know, in Act 2, when Monika's just like, no, don't spend time with them, spend time with me. Whereas in this time, it's like Yuri's just like... And she's just, you know, very subtly being, you sure you know, that doesn't really seem like a two-person job. And then, you know, Yuri's like, how could you? And she's like, oh, it's fine. And, you know, this one's like, Sayori, you're going off with Silver? Like, yeah, are you sure? I can go with them. And she's like, no, but I wanted to. And she's like, okay. That, you know, she's subtly hinting how she wants to spend time with you. Rather than being like, stop spending time with them. Right, ready, Silver? Yeah, let's go. Sayori and I exit the club room. I follow behind as Sayori hums and skips around the hallway. Honestly, it feels like I'm taking a kid to the mall or something. Sayori finds pleasure in the simplest things sometimes. Hey, Sayori, what exactly are we doing for the festival anyway? I'm not sure how you'd make an event out of literature. Hehehe, me and Monika have it all planned out, don't you worry. That's so. Yep, we're gonna do a poetry performance. Wait, a performance? What kind? Well, everyone's gonna take turns on stage and recite their favorite poems. That sounds kinda dull. Silver, you're not thinking about it the right way at all. It's not just about reading poems, it's about performing them. Like you say the lines of the poem like, between my feet, the last remaining flower beckons to me. I twist the stem, freeing it from its clinging roots, caressing the final joyous moment between my fingers. But to what ends have I summoned this joy? For now, when I look in every direction, the once prosperous field before me is but a barren wasteland. Like that! Sayori? How do I put this? I'm sure it's just me, you know, but it's kind of impossible for me to take you seriously when you talk like that. Huh? Meanie. I'm working super hard on this, you know. I know. I just meant it's, you know, pretty unordinary, contrast to your cute self. Don't say that, it's embarrassing. I guess it means I'm doing a good job. Yeah, I guess so. I am so excited! The festival is gonna be so much fun! Sayori spins herself around in the hallway again. Ooh, hey, Silver, this classroom over here is empty. Let's begin the mission! The mission? It's been a long time since I've spent time with Sayori like this. But in the end, she hasn't changed one bit. She's nothing but a ball of sunshine, drawing happy vibes from the world around her. You got it backwards, my dudes. She's giving her sunshine to the world around her. It's a pretty nostalgic feeling for me. As the years went by, I began to hole myself up in my room more and more. So going adventuring with Sayori brings about a special sort of feeling I forgot I had in me. The two of us enter the classroom. Sayori heads straight to the closet and I follow. Hey, let's see what we have in here. Crayons! Sayori pulls a box full of crayons off the shelf. Ooh, they're the best brand too. Oh, they're kind of dirty, though. Sayori starts pulling various crayons out of the box, reading the color names. Okay, that's one down. Hey, don't get distracted. We still need to find... Wait, I'm looking for my favorite color. Hey, fine. At least move aside so I can look for the poster paper. Oh, I dropped one by accident. Smack. Ah! Sayori bends over and smacks her forehead right into the shelf. She falls to the floor and the crayons spill all over her lap. Ow, 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 ow. You okay? Oh, my forehead. Sayori clutches her forehead. Oh, geez, Sayori, that's just like you, isn't it? Come on, let me see. Since Sayori is sitting on the floor, I grab her by the waist, pull her out of the closet. You have to move your hands, Sayori. It hurts. Just do it for a second. Sayori slowly releases her hands from her forehead. I gently brush her bangs to the side. Ow! Sorry. There's a huge red mark on the center of her forehead. A bump is starting to form as well. Oh man, that is gonna swell up. I should find you some ice. Silver? Where would I even find ice around this time? And I guess a cold drink would do. You don't have to... Fine with looking like a unicorn. Even wincing from the pain, Sayori makes a silly joke. What are you saying? Come on, I'll be right back, alright? Okay. I pat Sayori on the shoulder and run out into the hallway. I locate the nearest vending machine. What should I get? Doesn't really matter, since it'll be used as an ice pack rather than a drink. I know Sayori likes apple juice, so I purchased that one. In just a moment, I'm already returning to the classroom where I left Sayori. She has one palm on her forehead and is using the other hand to clumsily scoop crayons back into the box. At least they were already in the wrong spots before I spilled them. Hey, Sayori, here. I hand Sayori the bottle of apple juice. Look, it's not... Oh, sorry, that was me again. It's nice and cold. Sayori opens the cap and starts drinking from it. Sayori, what are you doing? It's for your forehead, idiot.
Sorry, I forgot.
How hard did you hit your head? Sayori places the bottle against the bump on her head.
It stings.
Hey, just bear with it. It'll feel better soon. Looks like you cleaned up most of the crayons. That's good.
Hey, Silver? This kind of reminds you of growing up, doesn't it?
Huh? What do you mean?
You know, how we used to play outside all the time? I'd always try to keep up with you. We're kind of oblivious in some ways. Like, I usually fell behind or had trouble climbing on the things you did. But sometimes when I tried to do things I couldn't, I'd get myself hurt. I'd fall, scrape myself, or get a bump. I'd start crying really hard. And you'd rush over as quick as you could. You'd try really hard to get me to stop crying. Almost like you blamed yourself and were afraid of getting in trouble if someone found out. Even though it really wasn't your fault at all, you know?
Did I really do that?
Yeah, you don't remember?
Come to think of it, maybe I do remember a bit. I guess I was always so focused on my games, I didn't pay enough attention to you. So in a way, it was my fault. Kind of like this time too, huh? If I wasn't rushing you out of the closet, you probably wouldn't have hit your head.
Silver, I don't think you realize it, but you're always thinking about other people. Even after all these years, you're rushing to help me, even though I'm just being clumsy. You're really a sweetheart.
Don't call me that. I don't really do this kind of thing all the time. I guess when it comes to you, it just, well, feels natural. Before I even know it, I'm treating you like that. Guess that's what happens when you've been friends for so long.
Really?
Maybe you're right.
Silver, I'm so glad nothing's changed between us. You think it'll be like this forever?
Forever? If I'm honest to myself, there's no telling where we'll each end up for college or after that, so it wouldn't be fair to me to make any promises. But I hope so. Been this long already, right? Can't imagine you ever changing, so my hopes are up.
I'm so happy.
Sayori has a whimsical expression in her eyes. We remain silent for a moment. She's so silly and clumsy on the outside that when I see her deep in thought like this, it makes me not want to disturb her.
I guess we should go back. I don't want to worry Monika, you know?
Good luck with that. She's gonna see your forehead either way.
Not if I hide it under my bangs.
Sayori hops to her feet.
Ah!
She clutches her forehead again. Don't stand up so fast after hurting yourself. Okay, I guess it's too late now. Come on, let's go. I follow Sayori out of the classroom. Sayori plays with her bangs to try and hide the bump, but without much success. In a moment, we make it back to the club room. Ah, you're back. Good timing. I was just about ready to start with sharing our poems. Sayori, your forehead. Ah, she's fine. Don't worry about.
I was playing with the crayons and I smacked my forehead into the shelf?
Well, anyway, were you able to find everything we needed?
Uh-huh, I have it right.
Sayori frantically glances around herself.
I forgot all this stuff.
Calm down, Sayori. I have it all right here. I found the poster paper, too. Sounds like you ended up doing all the work, Silver. Ah, well, Sayori... Yeah. I failed to come up with an excuse for Sayori.
I made it an adventure.
Yeah, that.
Okay.
In any case, good work. I'll start working on the posters tonight.
Me too.
Okay, everyone, are you ready to share your poems? I guess I should grab mine. After making sure the crayon box is closed tightly, I return to my seat. That's very cute. That is very cute.
Silver, I really love your poems. I can't believe you've been hiding these from me. But I'm not hiding anything. But your poems are so good. Yesterday's, this one too.
You can't tell me you haven't done this before. Well, I mean, you're really the only one who feels that way, so...
What? No way. Not even Natsuki?
I guess Well, I guess Natsuki's the least likely to admit how much she likes something. But I don't think it's that.
What do you mean?
Well, I guess I'll be honest about it. It's a lot easier to write poems when I'm thinking about you. Ah! Oh, wait. Stop thinking weird things, idiot. I just mean you're, a really expressive person, I guess. Am I supposed to write poems about my own stupid life? Somehow you make everything in your life an adventure. Even the little things.
Like cooking.
No, we're not talking about that.
Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is I can feel,
more feelings through you than I can through myself. We have that kind of, weird connection. Your fault getting me into this business all the time.
What?
I don't know if I understand. You never understand when I try to explain things to you, do you? I pat Sayori's head.
Hey, I'm not a kid, you know.
You sure about that?
Maybe.
Sayori starts fiddling with her pencil between her hands.
Hey, Silver? Will you give me your poem? Kinda want to keep it.
Why?
Because, well, it's the first time, you've written something for me.
Sayori, you're misunderstanding. I didn't write it for you.
Yeah.
Are you even listening anymore? Look, whatever. I'll give it to you when we go home, okay?
Really?
Snap. Ah! Broke my pencil. Sayori hastily bends down to pick up the piece she dropped. But being inattentive of her surroundings, she bumps right into me.
Sorry.
It's fine. I'll get it for you, okay? I bend down and pick up the broken pencil. Sayori clutches the desk beside her to support herself, knees shaking.
I'm a little clumsy today.
Hey, let's sit down, Sayori.
Yeah.
I grab Sayori's arm and help her sit at the desk. Anyway, I still haven't read your poem.
Oh, sorry, I forgot about that. But it's not as good as yours.
Don't worry, I'm sure I'll like it. Alright. Yeah, this is her second poem, same as before, but again, happy thoughts in bottles all in a row, and she gives them to all her friends, and they're supposed to be for my friends who aren't smiling. They're all shouting, pleading something. All I hear is echo, echo inside my head. Yeah. Again, even if you didn't really know what's happening, that one's pretty on the nose. The happy thoughts are, she gives all her happy thoughts to other people and doesn't keep any for herself. Holy crap, Sayori, did you really write this? Of course I did. Didn't I tell you yesterday I was going to write the best poem ever? Yeah, but I didn't expect something like this coming from you. Monika taught me a whole lot. I've been really in touch with my feelings recently. I can see that. It's almost kind of creepy.
Creepy?
Not exactly. Maybe I'm just used to you being so cheerful. Never mind. I'm thinking too hard about it. The point is it came out good, so you should be proud of it.
Thanks. I feel like I was meant to express myself this way. It even helps me understand my own feelings a little bit better. Writing is like magic.
You've gotten pretty passionate about this, huh?
Yeah, writing's the best. I'm gonna keep writing until I die.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
It's pretty good. It makes me think of Sayori, like the other one that you wrote. You two are like the dynamic duo.
That's kind of exaggerating.
Probably, but you do spend a lot of time with her even in this club, don't you? Then again, I don't blame you for being a little shy.
I'm not shy, it's just, I'm just teasing.
It takes a bit of time to make friends with everyone. But Yuri and Natsuki are super interesting people, so don't be afraid to give them their share of time. And, you could talk to me every now and then, too. I'm not, unapproachable or anything, am I?
No, it's nothing like that. I'm just still getting used to being here, that's all.
Yeah. Sorry if I was putting pressure on you or something. I really didn't mean it like that.
Hey, don't worry, I get what you're saying.
Alright, but anyway.
You want to read my poem?
Are you still mad at me? What? For disrespecting Natsuki yesterday. I was reading this poem, Now I know why you got mad at me, because you prefer her writing over mine.
But that's not true.
Meaning when I disrespected her, I disrespected you too, didn't I? No.
Yuri, you might be reading into this a little too much.
How could I be so stupid? I always let these things happen. Whenever I think before I speak, I just come off as awkward and unlikable. But if I speak without thinking, the things I want to keep inside come out and make people hate me. Please don't force yourself to be around me. No, this is what Monika wants. It's not fair to you when you could be enjoying your time with Natsuki and Sayori.
Yuri!
Please, it makes it easier for me if you don't express any concern. Besides, I have my books with me. That's all I need.
Yuri smiles sadly and puts her head down on her desk. I'm frustrated. I don't hate her. But it's as if she's not capable of listening to me over her own thoughts. I sigh to myself. All I can do is accept that's how she is. If she wants to be left alone, then I have no choice but to abide by that request. Interesting that even without going a Natsuki route, you still get Yuri as the one who closes you off. It's not really any worse than your last one, but I can't say it's any better either. What? Well, I mean, anything that isn't a train wreck, I'll take as a win. I get the feeling you're probably the most critical.
Hey, what makes you...
Wait, maybe that was a compliment.
Ha! Glad to see someone recognizes my experience. Well then, keep practicing and maybe you'll be as good as me someday.
That's, something tells me Natsuki completely missed the point.
Come to think of it, this kind of reminds me of Sayori's poem from yesterday.
Oh, what, you think so?
Yeah. Well, I guess if you've been friends with her so long, you might be on the same wavelength. You never really struck me as her type.
Wait, Sayori has a type all of a sudden?
Well, I don't know, but honestly, how can someone so fluffy spend so much time with someone like you? Like she's dragging around a dead weight.
Hey, that was a little unnecessary. Think of it this way, if it weren't for me, she'd probably just fly away, letting go of a balloon. You could say we take care of each other in our own way. Whatever it is, I don't get it. Oh yeah, I guess I'm supposed to show you my poem here. Also interesting that, like, she still said, would you walk home with me or would you walk home with Yuri? Despite the fact in this particular playthrough, Yuri's just like, I'm not even going to share my poem with you anymore. Please leave me alone. Like, I'm surprised she didn't, like, replace it with Natsuki. Huh. Interesting. Okay, who should I show my poem to first? Well, see what how this goes with day 3.
This is your best one so far. It's really, really nice, Silver.
Oh, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Sayori, you've been a little quiet today. Is everything all right?
Of course. Everything's fine. Maybe I'm just a little tired today.
Hey, do you want to, like, take a nap or something?
No, that's silly. Don't worry about me, okay? I only want to see smiles on your face.
All right.
Hey, Silver? I'm still a little surprised. I really thought you'd try writing your poems like the way Yuri does. Or even Natsuki. But in the end...
Yeah. I guess you're the one who likes this one the most.
Why? You don't want to get closer with everyone else? Wait.
Of course I do. That doesn't mean I need to try so hard to impress them. I still understand you the most, Sayori. I know you have to sometimes put up with me, and I have to sometimes put up with you. We have, like a wavelength or something. This is how the poem came out. Sometimes it feels like you're the only exciting thing in my life. So sometimes it's just easier to, you know, write when I'm thinking about you. Sayori?
No. Silver, I don't deserve this. You're too nice to me. Why are you doing this?
Sayori has trouble keeping her voice steady all of a sudden.
If you had fun with everyone else instead, this would be so much easier.
Sayori! I glance around the room to make sure nobody's noticed this. Sayori, I've probably never said this before, but I don't understand what you're feeling right now. Tell me what will cheer you up. Sayori shakes her head.
She sniffles and keeps shaking her head. Finally, she gathers herself and puts on a smile. It's nothing. It's just a little rain cloud. Sorry you had to see that. I promise it won't happen again. Just smiles from everyone, okay? That's all that matters. Go play with everyone else. Go home a little bit early today. Sayori. Tell Monika I wasn't feeling well, okay? I'll see you tomorrow. Before I can say anything else, Sayori cheerfully walks out of the classroom humming to herself. It hurts so much! It hurts so much! This one's alright. Alright? Yeah, about as good as yesterday's anyway. I see what you're going for, it's just not my style. I mean, that's fine. I'm mostly just glad you're trying a little bit. Of course I'm trying. You're so emotionally invested in my poems anyway. Isn't that more of a compliment to me? No, gross. It's not like I care. It's just that one of us in this club has to make sure you're not slacking off. All right, how's Yuri doing now that she's like, I don't want to talk to you? Yuri doesn't look too enthusiastic about spending time with me. I guess if she changes her mind, she'll come to me. I should leave her be for now. Sad. It's kind of funny. How so? No, not the poem. I mean, it's funny how your poems and Sayori's poems have been getting more and more similar to each other every day. I'm surprised you're so in sync with her. Then again, you have been spending a lot of time together lately, haven't you? I mean, I guess you could say that. I don't know, we kind of grew up as best friends. I haven't been seeing as much of her this past year. But since I joined the club, we've been spending a lot of time together again. I see. It reminds me about how Sayori's been a little bit off today. Yeah, did she tell you something? Well... Silver, you haven't been flirting with her, have you? But of course not. Been treating her like I always do. Alright, just making sure. I know how much you care about her. It'd be terrible if something bad happened to her. Keep an eye on her. Sayori's been acting so much happier ever since you joined the club. Wonder what could have happened all of a sudden. Well, never mind. This really isn't the time to be talking about this. Also, you bastard. I mean, I feel bad for you, I do. Don't get me wrong, Monika, but, like, keep an eye on her. It'd be a shame if something happened to her. Yeah. You know, when you told her to kill herself. But besides that, I want to spend time with Sayori. If it's gonna be anyone, I prefer helping Sayori. I mean, we're already neighbors. But Monika said Sayori was helping her. Jeez, do you hate us that much? No! Blah, blah, blah. You know what? I'm gonna help Monika. I don't know, I guess I should probably be helping Monika. Yay, you picked me! Hold on 1 second. Yeah. Monika, you're the one who needs the least help out of all of us. But I agree with Natsuki. Not only is your work already most suitable for one person, but you already have Sayori as well. But Silver was the one who... That doesn't matter. You were the one who scared him into picking you in the first place. You're the club president, Monika. You're supposed to make responsible decisions for the club. Monika, you shouldn't let ulterior motives interfere with this decision. Ulterior motives? What are you saying, Yuri? In fact, it sounds like you guys are the ones with ulterior motives. Excuse me? Otherwise, this wouldn't have been made into such a big deal in the first place. That's completely false, Monika. Yeah, we have a lot of work to do, you know. We won't do as good of a job if you make us work alone. Maybe that's true. Think of the club, Monika. If we want our event to succeed, we need to appropriately distribute our resources. You gonna do the right thing, President? Okay, I get it. It's technically most logical for Silver to help one of you two, so I guess that's what we'll do. And then it's sad, it's like, Monika, you bastard, how dare you be like, keep an eye on Sayori, it'd be bad if something happened to her. And then at the same time, she's like, finally, I can talk to one, like, I can have a moment with the only other person in existence. And they're like, no, you can't. And she's like, shit, I can't, you're right. I wonder, though, the fact that Yuri's just like, I don't want to spend any time with you, and now we're like, Yuri, we're gonna spend the weekend together. I don't know, let's see.
We'll just hit the skip button. We'll see if it brings up anything new or not. Yeah, I think the weekend scenes, yeah, they play out the same no matter what you do. I said it before, and I said it like even when I was... the day of the festival, not anymore, it doesn't... Oh. And then I'm gonna have to actually go through with the day of the festival scene when we get through all this. Ugh. I hear Natsuki utter an exasperated sigh from within the closet. She seems to be annoyed by something. I approach her in case she needs a hand. You looking for something in there? Freaking Monika. She never puts my stuff back in the right spot. What's the point in keeping your collection organized if someone else is gonna just mess it up? Natsuki slides a bunch of stacked books and boxes across the shelf. Manga? You read manga, right? Sometimes. Manga's one of those things where you can't admit you're really into it until you figure out where the other person stands. How do you know, anyway? I heard you bring it up at some point. Besides, it's kind of written on your face. What's that supposed to mean? I see. There's a lone volume of manga amidst a stack of various books on the side of one of the shelves. Curious, I pull it out of the stack. There it is! Natsuki snatches it out of my hand. She then turns to a box of manga and slips the volume right into the middle of the rest. Ah, much better. Seeing a box set with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world. Oh man, I know that feel. I get a closer look at the box she's admiring. Parfait Girls? A series I've never heard of. Probably means it's either way out of my demographic or it's terrible. If you're gonna judge, you can do it through the glass on the door. Points to the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging anything. I didn't even say anything. Here's the tone of your voice, but I'll tell you one thing. Consider this a lesson straight from the literature club. Don't judge a book by its cover. In fact, Natsuki pulls out the first volume of Parfait Girls from the box. I'm going to show you exactly why. She shoves the box right into my hands. I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in colorful attire striking animated feminine poses. It's exceedingly mo. Don't just stand there. But Natsuki grabs my arm and pulls me out of the closet. She takes a seat against the wall beneath the windowsill. She pats on the ground next to her, signaling me to sit there. Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable? Take my seat. Chairs wouldn't work. We can't read at the same time like that. But why's that? I mean, I guess it's easier to be close like this. Don't just say that. You'll make me feel weird about it. Natsuki crosses her arms and scooches an inch away from me. Sorry. I didn't exactly expect to be sitting this close to her either. Not that I can say it's a bad thing. I open the book. It's only a few seconds before Natsuki once again inches closer, reclaiming the additional space while she hopes I won't notice. I can feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am. Oh, how long has it been since I've read the beginning? What? You don't go back and flip through the older volumes every now and then? Not really. I don't know, maybe sometimes after I've already finished the series. Hey, are you paying attention? I am, but nothing's really happened yet, so I can talk at the same time. Looks like it's about a bunch of friends in high school. You know, typical slice of life affair. I kind of grew out of those since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of plot. Little self-despair there. Dan Salvato until he's like, haha, no, we have more interesting writing. So, what should I expect from this? Is there gonna be a plot? Well, obviously, you think I'd enjoy something that didn't have a plot? Well, I mean, I guess I know what you're saying. A lot of the beginning's about simple things. Like there's a really funny chapter where they're obsessed with a guy at the ice cream shop, but that just gets help, the characters. Besides, it's still entertaining. But later on, there's all kinds of drama, like when they get into their backstories, when some of the romance starts to happen. That's what really makes it so good. There's so many touching parts. Is that so? Sounds like you really know what you're talking about. Maybe I underestimated you. Hey, wait. What's that supposed to mean? Natsuki gives a little shove. Just meant I haven't yet, seen you at your full power. Good save. This chapter seems like it's about baking. This is just a guess, but is there a lot of baking in this manga? Well, Natsuki pauses for a moment as if she doesn't want to admit something. Yeah. Why does that matter? Doesn't, I was just curious, since, you enjoy baking too, right? That's Just a coincidence. I just happened to get into baking around the same time I got this manga. Like I'd ever get in anything because it's in a manga. I feel bad for anyone that impressionable. Yeah, that's definitely not a coincidence. I guess that explains Natsuki's interest in baking. Still, of all the hobbies to pick up from a manga, it's definitely one of the better ones. Not to mention she is really good at it, so who am I to judge? We read on for a few more minutes. I finished a couple chapters at this point. You sure this isn't boring for you? It's not. Even though you're just watching me read? Well, I'm fine with that. Hey, if you say so. I guess it is fun sharing something you like with someone else. I always get excited when I convince any of my friends to pick up a series I enjoy. You know what I mean? What? You don't? Let's not... I wouldn't really know. What do you mean? Don't you share your manga with your friends? You're not rubbing in. Please. Oh, sorry. Like I could ever get my friends to read this. They just think manga is for kids. I can't even bring it up without them being all like, oh, you still haven't grown out of that yet? It makes me want to punch them in the face. Oh, I know those kinds of people. Honestly, it takes a lot of effort to find friends who don't judge, much less friends who are also into it. I don't know, I'm already kind of a loser. I guess I gravitated toward the other losers over time. But it's probably harder for someone like you. Huh? Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Right, which part of that's accurate? I mean, I feel like I can't even keep it in my own room. I don't even know what my dad would do if he found this. At least it's safe here in the club room. Except Monika was kind of a jerk about it. Ugh, I just can't win, can I? It paid off in the end, didn't it? I mean, here I am reading it. It's not like that solves my problems. Yeah, maybe, but at least you're enjoying yourself, right? So? Jeez, that's enough. Are you gonna keep reading or what? Yeah. I flip the page. Suddenly Natsuki starts laughing. I totally forgot that happens. Natsuki puts her finger on one of the panels. Minori is my favorite character. You always feel a little bad for her since she's so unlucky, but it gets especially bad when... oh, I shouldn't be talking about that yet. Just finish this chapter. Natsuki's voice sparkles with excitement, a stark contrast to her usual bossy tone. But if she's not used to sharing her favorite manga with her friends, I can understand why. It's hard to express in words the feeling you get when connecting with someone like that. Being able to provide that to Natsuki, for whom it's a rare experience, the thought makes me smile a little to myself. Okay, everyone. Wait, what? You all ready with today's poems? Oh, come on. Could your timing be any worse? Sorry, I just need to make sure we have enough time. Well, you do look pretty cozy over there. What? Natsuki suddenly notices how close she's gotten to me. She hastily slides herself a good 12 inches away. All right, I guess I'll stop here for now. I close the book and hand it towards Natsuki. You're just giving it back? Don't you want to know what happens? Well, I mean, yeah, but Monika just said, oh, don't be dumb. Just take it home with you. Is that all right? I say that mostly because I really didn't plan on using my spare time to read this. Well, of course. It'd take forever to finish if you didn't take it home. Just finish that one before tomorrow so we can start the next one. If it gets bent, I'll kill you. Finish it by tomorrow. I only got partway through the volume so far. Might fall behind on some shows if I try to get through this. And I suppose that's a necessary sacrifice in exchange for seeing Natsuki's enthusiastic face. Or am I more scared of what will happen if I don't finish it? Alright then. I stand up, return to where I put my stuff, and carefully slip the book into my bag. Alright, so this will be the same, because it's what we did on the first playthrough. And now we skip to the... Alright, next one. Lollipop. Yuri is back to her book, and Natsuki has disappeared into the closet. It's not long before Natsuki comes up to me expectantly. Yeah, don't worry, I kept my promise. I pull the first volume of Parfait Girls out from my bag. Natsuki takes it from my hands, then quickly turns it over, presumably to check for wrinkles. Hey, I'm not that careless. I handle manga all the time, you know. Just wanted to make sure. Can you blame me for being paranoid? I don't give people my manga every day, you know. That's true, I don't blame you.
Well, anyway, let me put this one back. I'm gonna get the next one, okay? Natsuki makes her way to the closet. I follow. So you're gonna tell me everything you thought, right? Where did this volume leave off again? I forget. The chapter ended when Minori and Alice found Monika! Natsuki's voice resonates out from inside the closet. What? Appear inside. All of Natsuki's books are lined up on the top shelf. Did you move my manga again? Sorry. The teacher got mad at me for taking up so much space in her closet. I had to move some stuff around and clean up a little bit. It's all still there, I just had to organize a bit. Top shelf is far beyond Natsuki's head. Makes a futile hop trying to figure out how to reach her manga. I can't... Jeez, this is so inconvenient. I'm moving all these back down. There's plenty of room on these shelves. Besides, they're really pretty to look at when they're all lined up. Why would you waste that on the top shelf? Natsuki, there's a stool on the wall over there. In the closet, there's a collapsible stool that's hanging on the wall. Hey, if you want, I could reach up there, hand them to you. I can get them myself. Natsuki grabs the stool from the wall and unfolds it. What, you think I'm too short or something? I just meant I knew it. Well, you know what? Just watch me. Natsuki hops on the stool, which ends up being a little wobbly because of its collapsible design. Hey, careful. I know what I'm doing. Standing on the stool, Natsuki's fingertips reach the top shelf. The stool would be enough for me to easily grab the books, but Natsuki is being stubborn as usual. Natsuki uses her fingers to scoot one of the smaller boxes to the edge of the shelf. See? Ah! The box suddenly tips. Natsuki barely catches it before it falls to the floor. The stool wobbles. Losing balance, Natsuki hops off the stool. Thankfully, she was able to stay on her feet. She holds the box triumphantly. There! Having almost fell, Natsuki is a bit shaken up. Jeez, don't need to prove yourself to me. There's no way you'll be able to get the bigger ones like that. I can reach them, just I said I can do it. I don't want your help, okay? I'm gonna get a chair, just hang on. Natsuki forces her way past me out of the closet. Let's see. The classroom chairs have the desks attached, so they're too inconvenient to fit in the closet. Ha! Natsuki trots over to the teacher's desk, which has a computer chair behind it. She rolls it on its wheels back over to the closet. It's a little dangerous since the chair swivels and rolls, but I've learned my lesson. I keep my mouth shut. Natsuki climbs onto the chair and slowly balances onto her feet. Since she refuses my help, I take a seat with my back against the side of the doorway and simply watch. There we go. See, I can easily do it now. Natsuki grabs a stack of manga and bends down to put it on the shelf below. The chair swivels. Natsuki catches herself on the shelf. What are you doing? Can you at least hold the chair steady instead of sitting and doing nothing? Well, who was it who told me not to help? Yes, I got you. I hold the chair while Natsuki reaches back up. I can almost see up her skirt. Force myself to turn away. Natsuki seriously did not think this through. Once she realizes I'm gonna be dead. Natsuki wraps her arms around the Parfait Girls box set, easily the largest one on the shelf. It's so heavy. Hey, Silver, I don't think I can bend down without falling. Hurry and take this one. What? And then I have to let go of the chair. It's fine, just for a second. Hurry up. Okay, let me just stand up. I slowly release my grip from the chair. What do you mean, stand up? Natsuki looks down at me. Why are you all the way back? Natsuki looks like she just realized something, but she'll lose her balance if she moves. Natsuki, the box. What are you looking at? You're trying to look at my... Natsuki's legs shake. I'm not, I was just... Natsuki, don't try to move, just give me the box. You perv. Set me up. Go away. Get out. Wait, but I will do it myself. The chair suddenly swivels beneath Natsuki's feet. Natsuki! The scene turns to chaos in a split second. The chair flies from under Natsuki's feet. Frantically, I try and catch her. The box topples out of her hands and the books go flying. Wait, I got you.
The full force of Natsuki's body against me throws me to the ground. A whole bunch of books pelt me in the face. Natsuki tries to shield herself with her own arms as her face lands straight on my chest. Ah. My right arm and back seriously felt the impact. Slowly, Natsuki comes to her senses. She presses her arm straight into me to prop herself up. Huh? Natsuki seems to realize it's not the floor that's beneath her. Gross! Gross! Blah! A fist pounds into my chest. Natsuki then hoists herself to her feet. What were you thinking, you sicko? Everything okay over there? I heard a lot of loud noise. Monika suddenly peers in. Monika, see what happens when you put the manga on the top shelf? You trying to kill your club members or something? Jeez. Sorry. One more thing. It seems like your most recent club member is a total pervert. But I hope you're happy. I didn't! Somehow it's impossible for me to explain this whole bizarre situation to Monika. I didn't do anything, I swear. I know, don't worry. Monika says that quietly to me. Looks like I'm off the hook. Oh no, my... Huh? I look down. Natsuki is kneeling on the floor holding one of the books that are scattered all over. There's a large diagonal crease along the page she's just desperately trying to smooth out. Oh, it must have landed on that page. Natsuki tries a bit more to fix the crease, but she can't get it out. Suddenly she gives up, slams the book shut, throws it to the floor. Instead of continuing to yell, she just lowers her head. Crying, sobbing. Hey, Natsuki, are you... No. Natsuki's voice squeaks. I see her tears on her face. Hey, look, I'm gonna help get the crease out, okay? It's partially my fault, so... Natsuki shakes her head, still looking down. No. I don't even care that much. I'm just... having a bad day today. Natsuki sobs again. I didn't mean to take it out on you. I really didn't mean to. It's fine. Anything you want to talk about? Natsuki shakes her head. Just... every day is so hard. I just want to come to the club. Natsuki falls silent again. I can't press her, so I can only do what I know how to do. Alright. I'm gonna help clean this up, okay? I'll move the rest of your manga for you. Pick up volume 2 of Parfait Girls. We're gonna set this one aside. This'll help cheer you up a bit, right? We can get started on it once I'm done in here. Natsuki looks up with her glossy eyes. Her lip quivers. You're really nice to me. What? That sounds strange coming from Natsuki. I didn't expect it at all. Well, I'm just treating you like a friend, you know? Natsuki lowers her head and stifles another sob. I'm not sure what happened to her today, but being nice is the least I could do. The next couple of minutes are silent between us as I begin gathering the scattered books. Make sure to slip them into the box in their correct order. After a little bit, Natsuki starts helping. It isn't long before we're done, and I hoist the box onto the shelf where Natsuki wanted to put it. Then I get on the stool and quickly finish moving the rest of her books from the top shelf. Alright, that should do it. I hop off the stool. Natsuki averts her gaze. Thanks. Hey, it's nothing. Natsuki's holding the volume I set aside in her hands. Yeah, alright, I'm ready. Good. Even if you weren't, it'd make you anyway. You're taking responsibility for what you said. The thing about, cheering me up. Hey, if you insist. We sit in the same spot as last time and I open the second volume. Natsuki's mood quickly improves, laughing and pointing things out. She's surprisingly sharp, making note of a lot of subtle repeated jokes and background elements. In the end, I am pretty impressed by how everything ties together in this manga. Guess Natsuki has good taste after all. After some time, Monika gets our attention as usual, and it's time to share poems again. I guess I'll be holding on to this for now. Yep. Even you need to take a water break. It's been like 3 hours. Come on. Even you sound more enthusiastic this time. Hey, I'm starting to get into it, you know? I told you. Yeah. I return to my seat and slip the book into my bag. Okay, day 2. Natsuki reads my poem. She keeps glancing at me, then back at the poem. By now, she must have read it more than once. Oh, is it that bad? No, it's not. It's good. It's really good, okay? There, I said it. This wasn't supposed to happen at all. Why can't you just be bad at this? My poems are supposed to impress you, not the other way around. Wait, you're trying to impress me? Obviously. What, you think I'd let you enjoy Yuri's writing more than mine? Give me a break. Well, in that case, what's the problem with me trying to impress you? I'll tell you, Natsuki's face freezes like she just realized something. You're trying to impress me? Natsuki vigorously scans her eyes over my poem one more time. Then the poem slips out of her hands and flutters to the floor. I have to use the bathroom. Red-faced, Natsuki quickly walks out of the room. Hey, Silver, did you do something to Natsuki? I just saw her rush out like that. You didn't do anything terrible, did you? No. Just told her that... My voice gets caught in my throat. There's no way I could tell Monika I'm trying to impress Natsuki. Monika sees the poem lying on the floor and swiftly picks it up. She reads through it, her smile not fading from her face. I see. You wrote this for Natsuki, didn't you? You know, I mean, not really. In fact, didn't she like your poem a lot the other day, too? I'm surprised you know her taste so well already. Sure you're not cheating, Silver? Cheating? What do you mean by that? Never mind, I'm just kidding. I don't know, I don't understand Monika's joke at all. Yeah, that's fun. That's too bad that you don't get that one unless you do double Natsuki pumps. Are you sure you're not looking up a guide to see who you should be writing for? What? Nothing. That said, it was, even the first time through, it wasn't that hard to figure out. Like, the first time it was like, pick whatever, and then it was like, picks this stuff, and then pick, like, we haven't done a poem for Yuri, so... Come on, Monika, give me more credit than that. I don't need to look up a guide to see who likes what words. Anyway, how do you think Natsuki feels about you? Oh, you don't need to answer that. It was just something for you to think about. Hey! Natsuki comes up and snatches the poem out of Monika's hands. Neither of us had noticed her re-enter the classroom. Did you read this, Monika? Of course, I liked it. You should really stop reading things that aren't for you, you know? You have a bad habit of doing that. Huh? But Silver wrote this poem and we're supposed to share with everyone, right? Natsuki freezes. She apparently forgot that my poem is technically for everyone to read. Okay, well, I think Silver is done sharing this poem with everyone. It's not like anyone would want to read it anyway. In fact, I'm just gonna hold on to it. If you insist. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Like what? Never mind. Natsuki, I'll give you the poem, but it's still not very fair to Sayori. She hasn't gotten to read it yet. So what? Silver is right, Natsuki. It's not fair if you don't let everyone finish reading it. Fine. Natsuki returns my poem. Not like she's gonna like it, though. Anyway, read my poem now. No, I won't let you keep it. This is my only copy. So, again, this one should be the same. It'll be the third day. We'll get a new one. I get it. You are Amy in this poem. Not bad, right? Quite a bit longer than yesterday's. Yesterday's was way too short. I was just warming up. Hope you didn't think that was the best I could do. Oh, of course not. Maybe the message is pretty straightforward. I doubt I have to explain it. Sometimes you can explain complicated issues with much simpler analogies, and it helps people realize how stupid they're being. Like anyone would agree the subject of this poem is an ignorant jerk. You know people like that? Of course, it's about how everyone thinks It doesn't matter, it can be about anything. I want it to be easy to relate to. Everyone has some kind of weird hobby or a guilty pleasure, you know, something you're afraid if people find out they make fun of you. But that just makes people stupid. Who cares what someone else likes? As long as they're not hurting anyone, it makes them happy. I think people need to learn to respect others for liking weird things. Hey, you're definitely right. I can relate to that. I'm sure a lot of other people can too. You know, I'm glad you can appreciate this kind of writing. I mean, I know I was talking about that yesterday, but I've been
I've been enjoying sharing my writing with you, so consider yourself lucky, okay?
Okay, well, thanks for being honest.
What's that supposed to mean? I'm always honest. Jeez, just look forward to tomorrow too, okay?
All right, I will.
That was kind of silly with Natsuki earlier, wasn't it? I'm glad the two of you have been getting along so well.
That's one way of putting it.
Anyway, I already read your poem, but you can go ahead and read mine now. I like the way this one turned out. I hope you do too. I'm trying, Monika, I'm trying.
Okay, so I just checked the history just to be sure. It's like I was saying with the Yuri thing, it's interesting that even when I'm doing a pure Sayori thing and Yuri's like, I don't want to share my poems with you, she's still like, would you want to walk home with Yuri? And I was like, it's weird that it doesn't switch to Natsuki. But if you do both poems for Natsuki, Sayori does switch her dialogue there. Just the only switch is that she says Natsuki instead of Yuri, but hey, this is new because we've never seen this one.
But she's so cute, fun to be around.
All right, okay. So just like she's cute and fun to be around as opposed to she's so sophisticated and mature, you know. Day 3.
Hey, you.
What?
I look up to see Natsuki next to me. You're just gonna sit there and keep staring at nothing? There isn't that much time, so... Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to make you worry or anything. It's not like I'm worried, I was just... Natsuki glances down at her side. She's holding a volume of manga in her hand. Well, that's right, something just came up for a minute. We can get started now. I won't make you wait any longer. Jeez, now you're making me feel like a jerk. If something's bothering you, you can just tell me to leave you alone and I will. I mean, assuming you didn't feel like talking about it or anything, you know. She practically mumbles the last part. Nah, I'm probably making it seem like a bigger deal than it is. I just thinking about Sayori, that's all. Sayori? Thinking about her? Yeah, she seems pretty down today, but she didn't want to admit it to me. I can't help but wonder if something happened to her. Oh. Natsuki exhales. Well, first of all, you should really work on your phrasing. But anyway, you're her best friend, right? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, then in that case, I think you should just trust her a little more. If she needed you, then you'd be the first person she'd go to, right? I guess that's true. I mean, some people just have those days. Oh, I guess some people just have those days. You can't always avoid it. If anything, she probably doesn't want you to worry about her because it's not important. Yeah, that is kind of what she said to me. Maybe it's not right for me to go against her wishes. Exactly. If she needs you to worry about her, then it'll be a lot more obvious. Yeah, I should have thought of it that way from the start. Natsuki fiddles with the book she's holding in her hands. She really means a lot to you, doesn't she? Hey, don't get the wrong idea or anything. We've just been friends for a long time. It's normal to be worried about your friends. I mean, you were worried about me, so... I was not! Ugh, jeez, if you're fine, let's hurry up. Get started already. Yeah. Let's see. Wow, you're certainly enthusiastic today. Of course, you know I like your writing. I'm just surprised. It seemed like you had a lot of trouble admitting that before. Well, of course. I just had to put you in your place a little bit. It's not like I'm shy or anything stupid like that. Or jealous. I really wasn't jealous just because you happen to be a good writer. That's such a dumb thing to get jealous about. Ha! Natsuki. What? You're not very confident about your writing, are you? Huh? What are you talking about? Writing is obviously the best, right? It took me a while to figure out, but I think I finally did. Maybe Natsuki acts so arrogant because she's trying to make up for her own insecurities. If she acts like she's the best, then other people might think that way too. Right? Silver, please just tell me you like my poems. I don't care if you hate them. Just please tell me I'm the best. I just really need to hear that from someone. I know I sound stupid, but there's a reason I never shared my poems before this. Natsuki, 'cause nobody ever takes me seriously. What's the point in sharing my poems if people just laugh and say, that's so cute, it's just like you, Natsuki. Sometimes I don't want to be cute. Nobody understands that. I try really hard when I write. Style doesn't matter, the emotions are there. Can't anyone see that? Just want
Natsuki trails off. Maybe it's because her lip starts to quiver. I look down. Her fists are clenched really tightly. Hey, Natsuki. If you're not careful, you're gonna rip your own poem. I gently grab the poem with my own hand until she relaxes her grip on it. I place it flat on the desk and smooth out the wrinkles that she put into it. Don't read it. Before I can pick it back up, Natsuki snatches the poem from the desk. It's not any good, and I know you hate my poems. You don't have to read this one, okay? But I want to read it. Why? Because I like your poems. I really do. Why would I judge you for your style? It's not like my style is anything crazy. I mean, it's true, the first time I read one of your poems, I didn't look much into it. But I know you better now, and it's wrong for Yuri to think your style is more amateur than hers. And Sayori, she always means well, but sometimes she's so focused on simple happiness, she doesn't understand what people really want. Yeah, I guess I never really thought about how hard it is for you. And I'm sorry if I was part of that problem. I understand now, you're not just cute, you're a lot more than that. Natsuki, you're doing it again. Once again, Natsuki clutches her poem a little too hard. She looks down, hiding her eyes from me. I never realized how difficult this was for her. But finally, she forces herself to extend her arms and set her poem on the table. You can read it. Just turn that way. I don't want you to look at my face right now. Okay, I will. All right, new poem. Because you. Because you. Tomorrow will be brighter with me around, but when today is dim, I can only look down. My looking is a little more forward because you look at me. When I want to say something, I say it with a shout, but my truest feelings can never come out. My words are a little less empty because you listen to me. When something is above me, I reach for the stars, but when I feel small, I don't get very far. My standing's a little bit taller because you sit with me. I believe in myself with all of my heart, but what do I do when it's torn all apart? My faith is a little bit stronger because you trusted me. My pen always puts my feelings to the test. I'm not a good writer, but my best is my best. My poems are a little bit dearer because you think of me. Because you, because you, because you. Why are you looking at me like that? If you don't like it, just say it. I won't get mad. No, it's not that I don't like it. It was just a little surprising to read. Guess I'm not used to hearing such nice things coming from you. Don't just say that, dummy. What do you think the point of writing is? Expressing things you can't just say. Yeah, I understand. I'm sorry for missing the point sometimes. I always mean well, and I'm happy that you showed this to me. I liked it. Yeah, I'm a pro, so... Natsuki mumbles, completely failing to sound confident like she usually does. Just... remember, I can think these things sometimes too. You know, when you're nice to me, it's... meaningful. I'm glad. Since Natsuki is satisfied, I start to hand the poem back to her. But as I do, Natsuki takes my hands and pushes them back away. Her small, soft hands surprise me with their assertion. I don't want it. Huh? Why not? I just don't. Jeez. I realize what Natsuki is doing. Unable to be honest, she's trying to give me the poem in a roundabout way. Alright, well in that case, I guess I'm gonna keep it. Instead of teasing her, I choose to go along with it. Good. If you didn't, I would... Never mind. Just... I'm glad you want it. Natsuki backpedals on her words and leaves it at that. Despite her best efforts to hide her expression, I can see her faintly smiling to herself. That's all for now, so we'll put it away before someone sees it, okay? Yeah, I'll do that. With that, I return to my seat so I can put away Natsuki's poem. Sticking with the Natsuki style once more, I see. You really like Natsuki, don't you? But that's... Oh, come on, Silver. It's awfully suspicious, you know. Spending time with her in the clubroom every day, pretending to like the manga she's into. You know how Natsuki is. If I don't indulge her, she'll end up hating me.
No, I think you're misunderstanding, Silver. It's not like Natsuki just hates anyone who doesn't give her what she wants. Yeah, she's assertive, but she's not that selfish. In fact, I think you're the only one who's indulged her as much as you have. Wait, is that so? I mean, I kinda knew that, I just didn't want to admit it. So, I just need to ask one thing of you. Be careful, please. Natsuki's kind of unpredictable. A lot of times, she doesn't even know what she wants. After all, she is the youngest one here. She might not know how to handle her own feelings properly. What I'm saying is, if something bad happens, it could end up damaging the club too. And you wouldn't do that to me, right? Wait, I'm not sure how to respond to Monika. I mean, I care about her in the club. It's also kind of unfair to bring that up. Well, you're smart. I'm sure you'll do the right thing. Monika smiles sweetly. Anyway, I'll share my poem with you now, all right? And now we get into completely new territory. We will be helping Natsuki over the weekend. I don't know, baking sounds like it could be fun. You guys make it sound like a lot of work, so it could probably use 2 people. Don't worry, baking is a ton of fun. You'll definitely agree. Huh? Just a minute ago, you were saying that... That's because... never mind, okay? Well, anyway, you'll be fine by yourself, right, Yuri? Of course, I'm used to it after all. That's... good. Even though Yuri's being melodramatic, it's a little hard not to feel bad. So that's everything, right? Anything else we need to talk about? No, I think that's it. You guys excited? Yes! Everything except the performance is gonna be awesome! Wait, I don't think that really counts. What about you, Silver? Me? I guess you could say I'm interested to see how it'll turn out. That's good enough for me. What about you, Yuri? Yuri? She's still sulking. Natsuki starts pouting too. It's not that big of a deal or anything. Well, it might not be just that. Huh? I think Yuri might just be feeling a little underappreciated in general. Having to come up with something for her to do and then nobody offering to help. Hey, that doesn't mean... Natsuki glances back and forth between everyone with a worried expression. Look. Natsuki goes over and puts her hands down on Yuri's shoulders. Yuri, you really are the most talented one here. And you're gonna help make the event a lot more fun and welcoming. I mean, the cupcakes will probably help a lot too, but you're gonna make the atmosphere special. That'll be really important for the way people feel during the performance, so you need to stop being dumb and give yourself a little more credit. Natsuki releases her hands and turns around to face the other direction. You didn't really mean that, did you? Not really, but... Yuri isn't the only one surprised. Monika and I are also taken aback by Natsuki's words. Natsuki, of all people, to be saying such encouraging things. But I begin to understand. Natsuki was trying to sound like Sayori. Even if it didn't work perfectly, I can tell she tried to say something Sayori would say at a time like this. Because Sayori always helps everyone smile and feel good about themselves. I'm sorry for being dumb. I'm gonna do my best. And all of us are gonna make it a really great event. Yeah, I hope to see everyone do their best. But with that, there's nothing more for today, so I guess it's time for us to head out. Okay, but I'm staying here a bit longer. I barely got to do any reading today, so... fair enough, there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone packs up their things. I start to follow Monika and Yuri out the door as they chat between each other. Where are you going? What? We still need to figure out our plans for this weekend. You literally would have gotten home and realized you didn't even have a way to contact me. Oh, that's true. I have no idea how that slipped my mind. Oh, geez, good thing I stopped you. I'm giving you my number, okay? You better not make it weird or anything. Why would I do that? Natsuki gives me her number. Okay, I'm coming over on Sunday. I'll bring all the ingredients. Hey, you're coming to my house? Well, yeah, what's wrong with that? Well, I mean, I just figured since I'm the one helping, I'd be going to your house. Yeah, right. Like I could have a guy over at my house. My dad would kill me. Wait, really? That's kind of strict if you ask me. Yeah, how do you think I feel? I can't do anything when my dad is home. Anyway, I just needed to complain for a second. We have each other's numbers now. That's all I needed from you. Guess I'll text you when I'm coming over. Okay, fine by me. Yeah, I'm really gonna show you why I love baking so much. You better look forward to it. No, didn't you say you were just gonna give me the dirty work? Well, I was just saying that. Not like I could act like, in front of everyone that I was looking forward to this. Wait, really? Well, kind of, just because I never got to bake with someone else before. That's all, so... Okay, I get it. Sorry for overreacting. Anyways, I'll be heading out now. See you on Sunday. Never mind. I can't believe this. Natsuki's gonna be coming to my house on Sunday? Okay, so that's the same. Oh. I've been getting increasingly anxious about Natsuki's upcoming visit. I keep telling myself there's no reason to be nervous, but it doesn't help much. Wonder if she'll act any different when it's just the two of us. Meanwhile, she's been texting me. A lot. We sent each other one after exchanging numbers to double check, but it turned into a conversation. She's almost a different personality on the phone, using tons of emoji, cute language. She also really likes complaining about things, but I kind of saw that one coming. But putting Natsuki aside, I haven't heard a thing from Sayori. I spend a few minutes back at home anxiously awaiting Natsuki's arrival. Before I know it, she texts me to let me know she's outside the front door. Without delay, I open the door to let her in. Up! Oh, hey. I don't know what I was expecting, but seeing Natsuki in something other than her school uniform totally threw me off. Seeing her in such cute clothes makes the uniform seem totally unfitting in comparison. Please, don't make it feel so awkward already. It's gonna be a long afternoon. Don't be weird just because you're not used to seeing me outside of school. Anyway, I'm coming in. It is a cute outfit. Wow, I see you brought a lot of stuff. Natsuki is carrying a large bag probably full of baking supplies. Well, I didn't want to come all this way to find out your kitchen isn't equipped for the job. You bought everything I asked you to, right? Yeah, I did. Yesterday, Natsuki asked me to buy a bunch of ingredients, so I didn't already have them at home. Good. Glad I could count on you to do your part. Well, of course. Surprised to hear Natsuki suddenly say that, rather than something snarky like she usually does. Could it be she is a little different outside of school after all? Anyways, let's go to the kitchen. What, you're not even gonna offer to take this heavy bag from me? Where's your hospitality? Oh, come on. What did I need to be a gentleman? I grab the bag Natsuki holds out to me. Oh, this is ridiculously heavy. I carried that all the way here. Are you impressed? Yeah, I see now. I am impressed, Natsuki. Seems like I always underestimate you. It's because I'm so small, isn't it? Jerk. Natsuki hits a fist into my chest. Hey, size has nothing to do with it. You really hate being small that much? Huh? It's not like I hate it. I mean, sometimes I like proving people wrong when they only think I'm worth my size. It's fun when I get to be small and also better than other people. But... geez, never mind. What are you making me say? I don't think you can make me talk about weird things just because we're not at school. Are we getting started or what? There's a lot of stuff I gotta teach you. Okay. What? I don't know, that's a little bit more like you. You're more fun when you just speak your mind like that. Hey, now you are treating me like a kid. I was just trying to be a little nicer to you, you know? Just because I don't have a mature and sexy figure like Yuri doesn't mean you should treat me like... Natsuki catches her words and her face turns red. Natsuki, forget it! I didn't say anything! I should apologize. Huh? I appreciate you were trying to be nicer. I should have been a little more considerate too. But also, if that's what you're thinking, you should know there are tons of guys who are into body types like yours. I would know that anyway. And just trust me, okay? Gross. Hey, was that to me? Who else? Man, let's just get this started already. You get all sour when a girl calls you gross. I finally found your weakness. Natsuki smiles deviously. Ugh, please spare me. But if Natsuki decides to dish out more insults like that, there's no way I'm not fighting back. But she's satisfied enough for now, finally starting to pull things out of the bag so we can get started.
Before long, the whole kitchen is a mess. Spoons, dirty bowls, flour, spilled fluid, plastic bags strewn about every countertop. The mixer isn't big enough to make all the batter at once, so we've had to do it several times. Meanwhile, Natsuki is babysitting all of my movements to make sure I don't mess up her precious baking. Silver, where'd you put the food coloring? Batter's going in the oven soon. I need to fill the trays. I think it's still in the bag next to the table. What are you using it for? Color the batter, of course, making each tray a different color. That way, even if the flavors aren't different, everyone can still pick their favorite. Well, that's a cute idea. We're doing anything like that with the icing? Do you want to? Wait, you're asking me? I don't really have a preference, so... Come on, you're not putting any heart into this at all. Can't you at least try to have fun? Wait, I am having fun. Not really sure what Natsuki is trying to get out of me. Meanwhile, I see her separate the batter into smaller bowls and put a few drops of food coloring into each. Oh, that does look pretty cool. See? It's not like baking is just about following instructions. The presentation is where you get to be creative, have the most fun. It's a million times more worth it in the end if just looking at it makes everyone's eyes light up. Like the ones you made on my first day, huh? I recall Natsuki proudly presenting her cat-shaped cupcakes and Sayori and Monika's delighted expression. Wonder if I could make Natsuki proud like that too. Yeah, maybe I will use the food coloring then. Sounds like you're starting to understand. Just make sure you completely finish mixing the icing before you mess with the food coloring. Yeah, it's getting there. We were using the electric mixer for the batter, so I got stuck with a whisk and a huge bowl for the icing. Huh? The icing's still all lumpy. Are you even trying? Yes, it'll just take a little longer. Oh, geez, I'll be here all night if you do it like that. Here, look. Natsuki grabs the whisk from me and uses her other hand to tilt the bowl back. You really need to beat the crap out of it. After a few seconds, the consistency of the icing has already improved. See? As if to emphasize, Natsuki sticks a finger in the icing and pops it in her mouth. I reluctantly start to do the same. Hey! Natsuki grabs my wrist. I don't want your gross fingers in my icing. Wait, your icing, huh? Are you forgetting who did all the work? I start to fight back, trying to inch my finger toward the bowl. Don't make me beat the crap out of you next. I'd like to see you try. I push harder, just enough for my finger to reach the icing. I triumphantly scoop some with my finger, just as Natsuki tugs with all her might. What? The force of Natsuki pulling me causes me to stumble, making her stumble in turn. Gross, you got it on my face. Whose fault is that? There's a big glob of icing on Natsuki's cheek. She tries to reach it with her tongue, but it's too far away. Jeez, you know what? Take this. Natsuki instead wipes it off with her finger before shoving her finger toward my own face. You wish. I'm faster. I grab her wrist with my hand before it reaches my face. Natsuki tries to use her other hand to fight back, but I grab that one as well. Stop! Not until you apologize for calling me gross. Fine, fine. I'm sorry for calling you gross. You know I don't mean it. It's just fun seeing you react to it. You do that to me all the time, you know. Saying dumb things just to get a reaction out of me. You really should tease girls like that. Well, is that so? In that case, I probably shouldn't do this either. I take Natsuki's finger and put it in my mouth, licking off the icing. What? There. And here we thought that Yuri licking your finger in her scene was like the out of the blue nowhere. No, it just turns out you protagonists have a thing about licking their fingers. All right, I see you, game. Sayori secretly has depression. Yuri secretly has mania and maybe a thing for blood. Natsuki secretly has problems with her dad abusing her and confidence issues. Protagonist, yeah, you're into fingers. Everyone's got something. Did you seriously just... Natsuki is so surprised she can't even figure out how to get mad at me. Her face is entirely red. Silver, you really shouldn't do that kind of things to girls unless you really like them. You know that, right? What kind of question is she asking me just like that? How did the mood turn to this so quickly? Natsuki gazes at me in silence. I notice her shallow breaths. Why am I starting to feel dizzy? Huh? Out of nowhere, the fire alarm starts going off. Natsuki rushes over to the oven. Oh, something burning? I thought you didn't put the cupcakes in yet. Oh, no wonder. You left a dirty tray in here, dummy. How could you make a mistake like that? You should have checked before turning the oven on. And don't blame me for your mistakes. Jeez. Natsuki uses an oven mitt to grab the blackened tray out of the oven. She sets it on top of the stove. In another moment, the fire alarm stops. Anyway, I'm putting them in the oven now. Yeah. The tension from the moment before still lingers over our heads. But the moment's been lost. I watch as Natsuki slides the cupcake trays into the oven. Then I reluctantly pick up the whisk and continue with the icing like nothing ever happened. Ah, that smells so good. The cupcakes are ready to be pulled out of the oven. As soon as Natsuki opens the oven door, a blast of sweet-smelling warm air fills the room. Look at how cute they all look. She proudly shows off the different colored cupcakes in each of the trays. Well, they're gonna look even better once we add the icing. Not like you need to tell me that. I brought decorating stuff, so I hope you can get creative. Here, scoop the icing into these bags. Natsuki hands me some plastic bags. I have these nozzles that'll make it look nice and fluffy. This one can even make flowers. We probably won't be using it this time, though. Oh, what's this one for? Pick up one of the nozzles that has a much thinner tip than the others. That one's really thin. You can use it to make stripes or other patterns. Oh, you could also use it to write stuff on a cake, like happy birthday or whatever. Oh, huh. I see. Wait, that gives me an idea, actually. Huh? Well, it's a literature event, right? We could make it more like literature theme by writing a different word on each of the cupcakes. It'd be fun to see people choose their cupcake based on a word they like. Huh? I was kind of expecting you to say something really stupid, but that's kind of a really cute idea, so... maybe I'm getting it from you. What's that supposed to mean? I'm not cute. Come on, we're not at school. Nobody's judging. You can't dress and act like this and not expect me to think you're cute. Well... Natsuki's voice trails off. Same with you. What? Did you say something? No, nothing. Let's just do the icing. Natsuki picks up the paste and fastens a nozzle onto each of the bags. There's a lot to do, so we shouldn't be wasting time. Here, I'll show you how to do it. Without giving me a chance to think about before, Natsuki quickly moves on. She shows me how to apply the icing, and then we each get to work. When we're finally finished, Natsuki puts them all side by side to admire our work. Ah, look at how pretty they are together. Yeah, they are, aren't they? Oh, I wish I could have one now. I mean, there's no reason you can't, right? I don't see any harm in it. Well, yeah, but my dad's making dinner tonight, so I really need to save my appetite. Sayori is the exact opposite in that regard. If she was here, we'd probably be down to 10 cupcakes already. And she'd still eat dinner. Come on, that's just unhealthy. Besides, when my dad cooks, I need to eat as much of it as I can. Well, anyway, I was hoping we would have time for manga, but I need to be home for dinner. Oh, already? That's a shame. Well, it's your fault for working so slowly. You should have thought about that. It's not like you'll always have this chance. And, as usual, Natsuki places the blame on me. You can bring the cupcakes tomorrow, right? If you and Sayori each carry some, then you can probably do it in one trip. Oh yeah, I could do that. Don't worry, I won't let her eat any. I wish she'd listen to me the way she listens to you. Yeah. I again think back to the conversation I had with Sayori earlier today. I felt so helpless. Sayori always does listen to me, but at that point it felt like she couldn't listen to me at all. Okay, I'm all packed up. Good work today. Hey, you too. I'll walk you out, I guess. Just like that, Natsuki is already about to leave. It feels like the afternoon went by in a flash. More than that, did I even take the opportunity to get closer to her like I wanted? Did I take my opportunity to get close to her? You licked frosting off of her finger. Yeah, I'd say you got a little bit closer to her, just... Again, your protagonist isn't stupid except for the times when he's really stupid. Oh, here's this girl, and we're just, like, playfully fighting each other and teasing and flirting, and then you lick frosting off of her finger. Did I get close to her at all? Ugh, my man. Well, I guess I'll be off then. Thanks for all the help and everything. See you tomorrow. Hey, wait, Natsuki, huh? What you said before about not always having this chance? It doesn't have to be that way at all. I had fun today. You showed me how fun baking can be, like you wanted. But aside from that, you could come over anytime. I think that if possible, I'd like to spend more time like this. You want to read manga? Go out somewhere?
Do you really mean that?
Natsuki looks at me tensely, like she's trying to hide her expression.
Yeah.
I want to spend more time with you.
Silver, I thought you only cared about getting this done. I'm sorry I had to leave so early today. I really didn't want to. I would really stay here longer if I could. I feel the same way as you, so...
Natsuki suddenly gets closer to me. Wait, Natsuki. Standing inches from me, Natsuki looks up at me. I feel her fingers gently clutch at the sides of my shirt as if holding on to me. Her rose-colored cheeks and matching eyes fill my vision along with her slightly parted lips. What is happening? My head starts to go dizzy as I feel her soft breaths against me.
I felt it for a while now.
Huh? Natsuki suddenly jumps back. Sayori? Wait, what?
Hi, Silver.
Sayori, just now, we weren't...
It's okay. Stop by to say hi. Well, you should have come a little earlier. I'm already on my way out, so... Aw, really? That's too bad. Yeah, well, I'll still see you at the festival tomorrow, so it's fine. Just don't eat any cupcakes before then. Anyway, later.
Thoroughly flustered, Natsuki hurries off and Sayori waves goodbye. Sayori, I thought you didn't want to come over today.
Well, I tried staying in my room, but my imagination was being really mean to me.
It's kind of interesting. I don't know what it is, but with Sayori, or not Sayori, with Natsuki's thing, like, I have to be home for dinner and I should eat as much of what my dad makes as possible. And it's kind of like one of two ways, is it's like, I guess what it's probably saying is that he just doesn't feed her all that much, and so like she needs to eat as much real food as she can. But I mean, it could also be like, if she doesn't eat, he might get mad type of thing, so I don't know. All right, now we make another save. Yeah, it's just interesting, though, like, hearing the main theme every time. The first time, it's like, this is a happy-go-lucky fun theme, and then you're like, when you associate it with your reality, and it's just like, oh. Oh, wait, I don't need to read. Well, I mean, I'll make a save here anyways, I guess. It doesn't matter. Ugh. I hear Natsuki utter an exasperated sigh within the closet. She seems to be annoyed by something. I approach her in case she needs a hand. Ah, you looking for something in there? I was about to say, I wonder if this time, and then I clicked too fast. I thought it was a couple dial. I wonder if this time if she was going to go fucking Monika, because like the first time she's like, oh, freaking Monika, but like we know that things, once they go off the rails, they start swearing. So yeah, I was wondering it. Fucking Monika. Blah, 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 blah. She never puts my stuff back in the right spot. Like, I called it. I knew she was gonna swear, except I didn't actually call it because it came too fast, so. You'll have to pretend. I swear I really called it. I did. If you're gonna judge, you can go through the glass on that door. I wasn't judging anything. I didn't say anything. It was the tone of your voice. But I'll tell you one thing. Consider this a lesson straight from a literature book. Don't judge a book. In fact, I'm gonna show you exactly why. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. I mean, I feel like I can't even keep it in my own room. My dad would beat the shit out of me if he found this. At least it's safe here in the club room. Except Monika's kind of a jerk about it. I can't win, can I? I mean, it paid off in the end, didn't it? I mean, here I am reading it. It's not like it solves any of my problems. Well, maybe, but at least you're enjoying yourself, right?
So?
That's enough. Are you gonna keep reading or what? Yeah. Time passes. Natsuki is strangely quiet now. I glance over at her. Looks like she started to fall asleep. Hey, Natsuki?
Yeah?
Suddenly, Natsuki collapses straight into me. Well, hey! I mean, I've seen this image before, so... I don't know that I was jump scared, but it definitely gave me a jump surprise. You're looking a little tired. Oh, I see. Yes. Oh, jeez. Natsuki, are you okay? I'm fine.
Here. Monika reaches into her bag and pulls out some kind of protein bar. She throws it in Natsuki's direction. Natsuki's eyes suddenly light up again. She snatches the bar from the floor and immediately tears off the wrapper. Told you not to give... She doesn't even finish her sentence before stuffing it into her mouth. Don't worry, Silver. She's fine. It just happens every now and then. That's why I always keep a snack in my bag for her. Anyway, why don't we all share poems now?
Wait, what? It always happens. You mean the collapsing part or the I part? And Monika's like, let's read some poems. That makes me think Natsuki would write. She's a good writer. Yeah, so that's the same. Interesting that so far... Well, so like the first couple lines were different. And then it was all the same. And it's not letting me skip, which is odd because like with Sayori's stuff, you could skip all of it until the like... She had one line about Natsuki that wasn't Yuri. And it would stop it for just that one line. So it's interesting it doesn't let you skip this part. Like, up until here, because obviously this is different.
If you're interested in Natsuki, always keep a snack on you. She'll cling to you like a puppy. Natsuki's dad doesn't give her lunch money or leave her any food in the house, so she's in a fussy mood pretty often. But sometimes she just loses all of her strength and shuts down, like earlier. This is just a guess, but I think she's so small because her malnutrition is interfering with her adolescent growth. But hey, some guys are into petite girls too, you know? Oh, sorry, just trying to look at the bright side. Anyway, do you want to read my poem?
Just trying to look at the bright side of abuse, it's fine. That's all.
It is just also kind of bad that,
I'm gonna skip that part, but it's too bad in the meta sense of it that like, if she had just said in the first poem, like, this is just a game, but I'm self-aware, please help me. In the first poem, like, how would that have gone different? Would you have had to do all the stuff with Sayori and then Act 2 and all that? Very interesting to think of.
Let's write a happy poem because it's not like this is falling off the rails.
You just need to slice the tension between, sometimes you just gotta cut out the middleman. I'm just taking a stab in the dark here, but... Best of luck, yeah. I didn't miss anything, did I? No, also, you don't need to ask me that.
Besides, Natsuki's already run off into the closet. Silver? Since your compliments put me in a good mood, I was wondering if you'd like to spend some time together. I mean, in the club.
I suppose. I don't think I could say no to you after that book you gave me. I guess I need to make sure Natsuki isn't waiting for me. After we finished reading yesterday,
She's fine. She's reading over there, see?
Don't think about her so much. She's used to being ignored. Come on, we're going over there. Okay. And then, blah. Okay, I get, so that, like, well, how do you do it if you don't write a poem to Yuri? How is this gonna work? And you're like, all right, I should spend my time with Natsuki, and she's like, no. So I'm assuming this will be the same as when we initially played through Act 2. Because she's just like, you're hopping on this track, baby. Like, wait. Then suddenly, I'm rambling, aren't I? Don't worry about it. Also funny, it does not give you, just as an interesting note that I never noticed, it does not give you any glitch text in the history. Whenever they do their black speak that like busts out of the norm, it does not show up there. So yeah, I guess that the glitch stuff, only you and Monika, like not even the game files can recognize it. Interesting. Okay, so even if you write a poem for Natsuki, or did I mess up the poem? Did I get too many? I don't know, easy enough to find out. Hey, I saved it, so we can just skip everything else. 9-3, 10-3, 11-3. All right, so we definitely have more than half. So if we get that other scene again, then we know for sure that's how that works. Oh, hello. Hey, I was just resetting so that I could make sure that we had picked the correct words for Natsuki and that we didn't accidentally pick Yuri's scene, in which I imagined, was, that's how it works, is she just railroads you onto the scene so that the ending makes sense. But this is new. Me bore sailcloth, blindside lifeline, and unreceptive I thoughtlessly offered skill on Mercedes need. Hey Natsuki, I see you've got, on this particular load through, you've done a little something. I'm noticing some eyeshadow, maybe some mascara, and your lipstick is on point. Did you brush your teeth well? I mean, you've got very, I'll accept your apology anyway. Yeah, okay, bye. Yeah, okay. So for sure then you get this scene either way. Well, I mean, that was worth a reload because what in the fuck? Interesting, well, I guess because Sayori's not here by the time stuff really goes off the rails, because Yuri has that bit where she's staring at you and has, like, the realistic eyes. And Natsuki has one that's a realistic mouth. Okay. Monika, what about you is realistic? And she's like, my brain, because I'm self-aware. Oh, right, yeah. I'm sorry, I forgot. How you feeling? Okay, you're looking a little better than you were just a second ago. Well, it's not terrible, but it's pretty disappointing after your last one. Then again, if this one was as good as your last one, I'd be completely pissed. I guess I wanted to try something a little different. Fair enough. Wait, but everyone in the club writes really different from each other. Maybe you'll find a little influence from all of us. For instance, I noticed you were spending some time with Yuri today. Hey! She glitched the game to do that. That's not my fault. Not that I care who you spend your time with. After all, I was taught never to expect anything from anybody. It's not like I was waiting for you or anything. Still, you should at least look over my poem. You'll probably be able to learn something from it. I see. Did I learn your router password? Everyone knows that poem. T3 blibby bizbuthri vifleroa. Xjikiev veskosugua. Great title. I can feel the emotions behind it. And like, just when you see the lines, like, Bugithbagu, Gukixolix, Niklum, Ut El Jit Jet Hingen. Which is that line right there. I feel the emotion, man. I feel the emotion. Silver, why didn't you come read with me today? I was waiting for you. I was waiting for a long time. It was the only thing I had to look forward to today. Why did you ruin it? Do you like Yuri more? I think you're better off not associating with her. Are you listening to me? Yuri is a sick freak. That should be obvious by now. Just play with me instead, okay? You don't hate me, Silver, do you? Do you hate me? Do you want to make me go home crying? The club's the only place I feel safe. Don't ruin that for me. Don't ruin it, please. Just stop talking to Yuri. Play with me instead. It's all I have. Play with me. Play with me. Yeah. Okay. As much as I know about the game, like, I've seen the picture, because it's been like 6 years on the internet, of Natsuki with her head like broken over sideways. But I didn't expect the fucking shuffle where she's like, crack, at you. Don't you want to play with me? Like, what, you want to play chiropractor? Like, I've heard of playing doctor. I've never heard of playing of spinal surgery. I know it's kind of abstract. I was just trying to, never mind. There's no point in explaining. I still think it would have, if you had explained things, everything would have gone so much better for everyone. If you're just like, please help me, I'm stuck, I'm self-aware, please get me out of this. Which, of course, then you wouldn't have a game, so like, duh, they can't do that, but within the fiction and the narrative of the game. Oh yeah, this one was different, because this one was like the heartbeat, I think, the one. Nothing is real. Oh, question mark. Nothing is real? Huh. Cool new poem. I was like, you can't see it, but I realized it's my cursor. Here's Hi, Sayori. How's it going? How you doing? Would you like to go get some crayons from the closet? Here, do. You know, I'll just leave this right there. Right there flashing in the, you know, it's fine. Oh, okay, back to normal. Never mind. All right. Whirl boop. Ha, that was funny. So, in case you missed it, when I picked the one, there was the little Monika that was like boop, boop, boop down there. Hey, there she is. Hi, Monika. How's it going? I mean, that's definitely cuter than the psychopathic Yuri one that appeared last time, who was like, ah! And I'm like, hi. Whoa, hey, wait, okay, that's different. Let's go like, oh, okay, that's all the same, but the... I guess I felt threatened or something. All right, so it's, what are you talking about? You say like you do it on a regular basis, blah, blah, blah. All right. Seriously, what's gotten into you lately? Look, I did some thinking about yesterday. I was a little more hostile than I meant to be. I guess I really felt threatened or something. But I know this is something we're doing together. Another new member wouldn't hurt as long as they're cool. And I guess another girl would be nice this time, so... Natsuki, nobody cares. Why don't you go look for some coins under the vending machine or something? Oh man, I'm the last one here. Whoa, okay, that was different. I don't have a lot of determination. I have a lot of I am stuck in hell, please let me escape. Okay, so interesting. So like the first time you're like, I wrote a poem for Natsuki, and she's like, nope, we're going this way, forget her. And the second time, she just glitch yells, which I guess I was wrong about that. It's like the other characters can't hear their glitch talk. And clearly that's wrong, since Natsuki heard her be like, why don't you scavenge for money under the vending machine? And she ran off crying, so... Here's the heart bit. Yeah, so here's where she gets realistic eyes, or at least did when we went through. Yep. Hey, look. If Natsuki can have a realistic mouth, Yuri can have realistic eyes. It's only fair. Just Monika. Everybody's favorite meme. Just Monika. Who should I show it? Mana Yuri. No, I think I did Yuri last, so we'll go Monika. Just Monika. It's getting dangerous for you to spend so much time with Yuri. Well, you're the one that broke the game, and it isn't letting me spend time with Natsuki, so I don't know what you're complaining about. Oh, jeez, that really startled me. Well, I guess I kind of messed up at writing this poem. I was just trying to... never mind. Let's just move on. I don't know if that's because I did a Natsuki path or because I picked her before Yuri, but that's... but there wasn't anything different, was there, beforehand? I'm trying to remember, what was Monika's poem the other time? It was not that. I would have remembered that. No, I don't remember. I do not remember what Monika's other poem was, but that's really funny. Here, I wrote this poem for you. Oh, I guess I kind of messed up the writing part, didn't I? I can't convince myself to go to therapy when I'm the happiest I've ever been. I'd rather keep this up until I blow my cover and someone takes me to the emergency room. Last time, okay. I mean, depressing as all hell, but interesting. Last time we got, the Natsuki poem, because like we did the Yuri specific stuff all the way through in Act 2, and it gave us the Papa, you know, I like it when Papa's home early, and then like I like it when Papa has food, I like it when Papa's too tired for anything. And I was like, oh, I guess we do get a Natsuki poem, great. And I guess we get another Sayori poem this time. I'm gonna just pretend everything's great until they have to take me to the emergency room. Okay. Thank you, Monika, for sharing all these other poems with us. That's the best way to make me endeared to you. Like, look, because I was endeared to you. Like, once you're just like, I'm stuck in hell, could you please help? Like, then you're like, yeah, I feel bad for you. Just like, skip the part where you're being a mean bastard and get to that part. All right, well, we'll see what happens if we pick Natsuki. Like, I tried Monika last time, it didn't work. All right, so what happens if we pick Natsuki during the... Oh, that's really funny. You can't tell. I mean, you could probably tell at this point. So I got my mouse, and if I go like, Natsuki, and and it's dragging the mouse back down to Monika. I'm like, I should pick Yuri. And it's like, no, you should pick Monika. Well, what if I don't pick Natsuki? No, you should pick Monika. Oh, that's really funny. And I just did Monika last time because I was like... But okay, it did not do this last time because I was specifically like, I'll pick Monika and not get in between the two of them. But like, even here picking Monika, it does it just straight to the... Well, now I'm glad that we played to see all the scenes I missed because there's all this other, like, the game fucking up that I missed. If I go, like, here. I think I clicked Yuri. I clicked on Yuri, and Monika's like, no, I think what you meant to say was one of these options. I think this one. Actually, nah, this one. Yay, you picked me! That is one of the funniest of the game breaking that they ever do. He's like, I want to pick Natsuki, and he's like, no, you don't. I want to pick Yuri. No, you don't. I picked someone else. No, you didn't. And they're like, okay, fine, Monika. And she's like, yay! Monika, like, we're not in Act 3, but you could stop pretending at this point. Oh, also, I didn't turn the volume up last time, but just for the people watching at home who... yeah. Yuri's, like, panting and giggling in the back. Just to give you the full game experience, that while this is all happening, you have her giggling and panting in your ear. Okay, turn that back down. That's just too bad, because there was a really prominent giggle right there. It's also interesting, I wonder who did it. I mean, presumably it was Julian Ashcraft? Whoever did the Monika voice, the Monika song. Presumably it was her. But there's no other voice credited, so... Yeah, well, I mean, we'll say yes. The ending's the same either way. Like, if you're about to go and kill yourself, we'll at least let you go out on a high note. Okay, so yeah, it is that... Okay, so interesting. I was wondering about this before with her, when I was talking about the poems. But the way she said that about the world was getting more and more gray, but it wasn't until you showed up that she finally understood. So I guess the lore then is... Even without playing the game, Monika became sentient just because of the literature club itself. But she didn't understand that she was a sentient program until you showed up, and then everything clicked into place. And she's just like, okay, I get, like, my world is getting weirder and weirder, and everything's like flat, and I hate it. And it's not then when you finally show up, and she's like, oh, I get it now. And I guess, okay, and then there's that, like, why doesn't she just, like, do all this earlier and be like, please help me, I'm a sentient AI? She's like, well, I don't want to be breaking the fourth wall because I thought it would help us to end together if I didn't do that. So I guess they kind of explained that. Okay, this part, now that I'm here. Hi, everyone. Sorry I can't read your comments from here. Do you mind telling your friend it's a little bit rude for them to start recording me without any warning? Yeah, I have an interesting thing I learned about this jump scare scene. I mean, I'm sure some people don't mind, but I get really self-conscious on camera. Oh gosh, I feel like I'm being put on. I kind of want to actually see what she... Because before I was just like... I can't really do much except for a couple of things. Are you ready? I'm going to try and actually look to see what she looks like during... Nah, I'm just kidding. Here we go. Okay. Did I scare you? Yeah. I mean, not as much as the first time, no. But even being like, I know the jump scare is coming, I'm going to specifically look to see what her jump scare picture looks like. I mean, you know, it's not like the first time, but even then, I was... You're so cute. Oh, actually, so the first thought I had, that scene is actually really well done. Because it's like, she's like, I got one trick. Do you want to see what it is? Well, and it's like panning, and like you might think something's gonna happen, and if you do, you expect it to like any moment when it's like going in that it's gonna be creepy. And then it goes back to be like, nah, just kidding, I'm not doing anything. And like, wow, so it's like, just kidding, I'm not gonna jump scare. Blah! So that is very good comedic timing on Dan Salvato's part. But the other thing when I say, the thing I learned about that scene does not always play for people. Specifically, it does not play for like you if you're just playing by yourself. If you're playing by yourself. Yuri's got a pen for that if you want some. I mean, never mind. But the way it works is normally the scene that plays out is she says like, you know, she's like, oh, Silver, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, well, that's not really your name, is it? Maybe I should call you blank. And then blank is either, if you're playing on Steam, she will start calling you by your Steam ID, your Steam handle. Or if you have the original, like just the game itself installed in, I think she does it based on your computer's name. So whatever you've named your computer, she calls you that. I think it's something like that. And so what's very clever is that then if she detects you are recording, specifically with OBS, which is what I use, or XSplit, that's when she, instead of doing that scene, she does the jump scare one, which is great because A, it doesn't reveal private information. Like if you didn't want people to know your Steam name, or, you know, if you're not doing it on Steam, your computer name, because, you know, maybe you're like, my computer name is my real name, full name or whatever. Like, so she doesn't release that information publicly. And at the same time, like, what's the funniest time to jump scare someone? Someone who is recording for the game and like having people watch them play it. Because like jump scaring someone in their room, that's, you know, funny between you and Monika. Jump scaring you while you're streaming, that's funny between the whole world and you. So very, very clever points of business. The end of the day in Act 4.
Hey, I guess the meeting's over, huh?
Yeah, looks like it.
It's nice to see everyone getting along, isn't it? I think everyone likes you too.
You think so? Well, I mean, everyone always seems to get along a little bit better with you around, Sayori.
Aw, don't say something like that. It's embarrassing.
Well, whatever. I was surprised when you told me you were starting a club, but I think you're pulling it off just fine.
We're gonna make it the best club ever. Now that you joined, every day is gonna be so much fun. Hey, Silver, I really want to thank you. I mean, I'm really happy you joined the club and everything. But the truth is, I already knew you were going to. Heh. There's actually something else. I wanted to thank you for spending so much time with us all. You worked so hard to make each and every one of us happy. You comforted us through our hard times, and you helped us all get along with each other. You get it, Silver? Because I'm president now, I understand everything. You really didn't want to miss a single thing in the game, did you? You saved and loaded so many times just to make sure you could spend time with everyone. Only someone who truly cares about the literature club would go that far. But all along, that's all I ever wanted. For everyone to be happy, care about each other. It's kind of sad, you know? After all you've done for us, there isn't much I can do for you in return. We've already reached the end of the game. So, this is where we say goodbye. Thank you for playing Doki Doki Literature Club. I'm gonna miss you. Come visit sometime, okay? We'll always be here for you. We all love you.
Well then.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. I'll save my thoughts until after this because YouTube gets very upset with it. This is the second time I've had YouTube be like, excuse me, you have a copywritten song in your video. I'm like, yes, it's the song in this game. And they're like, no, you can't do that. Well, I mean, they let you, but they're still like, you should know. So as much as I love this song, I don't know if I can let it play out for the YouTube video. I mean, here on Twitch, we can listen to it.
To the special player who achieved the special ending,
For years, I've been enamored by the ability of visual novels and games in general to tell stories in ways not possible using traditional media. Doki Doki Literature Club is my love letter to that. Games are an interactive art. Some let you explore new worlds, some challenge your mind in brand new ways, some make you feel like a hero or a friend even when life is hard on you. Some games are just plain fun, and that's okay too. Everyone likes different kinds of games. People who enjoy dating sims may have a heightened empathy for fictional characters, or they might be experiencing feelings that life has not been kind enough to offer them. If they're enjoying themselves, then that's all that matters. That goes for shooting games, casual games, sandbox games, anything. Preferences are preferences, and our differences are the reason we have a thriving video game industry. My own favorite games have always been ones that challenge the status quo. Even if not a masterpiece, any game that attempts something wildly different may earn a special place in my heart. Anything that further pushes the limitless bounds of interactive media. I extend my true gratitude to all those who have taken the time to achieve full completion. I hope you enjoyed playing it as much as I enjoyed making it. Thank you for being a part of my literature club. Love, Dan Salvato. And let me tell you, Dan Salvato, when he's like, even if it's not a masterpiece, Doki Doki Literature Club is a fucking masterpiece. I mean, I thought that the first time through, but it needs to be said. At least there's still Doki Doki Plus. I don't know if I can bring myself to do it. I mean, as I said, there is Doki Doki Plus, and like, yeah, I know it's like, it's got more lore. It's got like the 6 stories between them, and like, sort of like how they all became friends before the literature club, and I just don't know if I can do it though. I feel like it would just be like so sad to see how they were all like friends before the club happened, knowing what's going to happen in the game and that it's all gonna fall apart. And so yeah, I will be calling the stream here today just because I've been going for, well, this one's 3.5 and it was about 1.5 before it accidentally crashed. So that's like 5 hours of streaming. Which, granted, a lot of it this time was skipping ahead of stuff. It wasn't like reading the full time, but yeah, as someone who just does it as a hobby and not a job, 5 hours of streaming, I think that's a fine amount for today. So I just want to say, just a casual 5 hours, yeah. Mainly what it is just my voice, especially because I'll be streaming tomorrow for Dead by Daylight stuff. But I want to thank everyone who came by, said hello on stream. You know, thank you, King Swag Yoda. You were definitely here the longest. So I hope your day is going well, and I hope it goes well after this. You know, I'll give thanks to people who watch this later on YouTube. Oh, thank you for the follow, too. You know, thanks for everyone who watches this on YouTube, which I realize is like 3 or 4 people. But again, like, it's not a problem because, you know, it's a game that came out in 2017 that's very heavily narrative-driven. And it's like, most people already knew the game, which is fine. And, like, it's not like, you know, it's not like when I do a Super Nintendo game and people are like, oh, nostalgia, yeah, let's watch some platforming. Or like Dead by Daylight, where you're like, well, you don't know what's going to happen in the match. Or a new game, speaking of which, next week Variety, I might have a little new something that just came out. But, you know, it's just one of those things, like, once you know the story, it makes sense if you don't want to watch it again, because you're not going to get anything new. Like, me reading the dialogue isn't going to change what dialogue you saw when you played it. So the fact that, you know, there's only 3 or 4 people or whatever watching it on YouTube, that's fine, but I hope you enjoyed it too. And today's special thanks, I think, are just going to go to Dan Salvato for making such an amazing game. Before we go, one other thought. And you're like, oh no, I recognize that background. That's the talking and thinking about stuff back. Don't worry, I'm not going on for another 40 minutes like I was at the end of the main game. I got so busy talking with Twitch chat that I forgot to just drop one other thing which makes sense to put here at the ending. That ending was a lot happier than I expected. I don't know about you, but like when I was like, the good ending, like, I mean, you saw at the beginning of the thing, I'm like, oh yeah, the good ending, because like, how much better of an ending can you get from everything being kind of terrible? And like, well, I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't this, and I was pleasantly surprised that, like, yeah, sure, it's not like super happy, everyone's great, rah, but, you know, just when it switched from the like, I want to thank you for deleting Monika to like, I want to thank you for spending so much time with everyone here. And I guess just like the way that she, you know, saw that you were willing to like reload the game and do everything just to make everybody happy, even Monika. And she's, I guess, like, you being nice saved her from going mad from the revelation when she became the self-aware AI, and she's like, I wish I could do something for you, but this is the end of the game. You know, it's very, again, it's not happy, but it kind of fits her. It's sort of bittersweet. She's like, well, yeah, I'm the self-aware AI, but like, thanks for all that you've done for us, and we really appreciate it, and I wish I could do more for you, but that's just all I wanted to say. Because I when I saw it, I thought it right away, and then I got busy with chat and the rest of the game, but just, I take it back. When I was like, oh, the good ending, you know, I already didn't regret seeing the scenes I missed. There's a lot more that I expected, or more than I expected there would be, and I don't regret getting the good ending because it's, yeah, bittersweet, but it's a lot happier than I thought it was gonna be. That's all. Okay, for real this time. See you next time. From Sayori's Candy Radar.